mic in your motherfucking ears. Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to the official Brunch Boys podcast. I'd like to introduce my co-host. To my left, Mr. Big Fish.
What up, people? What's going on?
And then we have a special guest today. We're kind of doing like it's a Mother's Day episode, and you were the perfect person that came to mind.
Thank you. I appreciate it.
We might even tell the people how we met.
Yeah, sure.
But I would like to introduce Nisi to the podcast.
Hello. Thank you.
Nisi from the block.
From the block.
Nisi from the block. From the 456.
Was it 456?
4th Street, 5th Street, 6th Street is where I grew up. But I grew up on 6th Street in Passaic, New Jersey.
Oh, Jersey. Oh, all right. Jersey in the building.
North Jersey girl.
Oh, yeah. Okay. Yeah. All right. And ladies and gentlemen, thank you for joining us for episode 114 of our podcast. And we're going to give you a good show as always. But like I said, this is a Mother's Day episode. You know, we want to give a shout out to all the moms out there. Let me give a clap. Let me give a clap to all the moms.
Love y'all out there.
To all the moms. But yeah, we have some mothers' questions, you know, because we don't have kids ourselves, so we have the questions for you that, you know, eventually when we become fathers ourselves, you know, we'll be ready for. So hopefully you could give us some good advice today.
Okay,
and for anybody else out there that doesn't have kids or just having kids or going through the parenthood themselves right now, this is hopefully, you know, we give y'all a good episode or something, you learn something, anything like that. Before that, but cop some merch. We got the Brunch Boys t-shirt. He got the OJ pouring OJ. I got the regular name. So cop some t-shirts. It's summertime, you already know. And shout out to all the teachers, nurses, therapists, anybody taking care of our physical and our mental. Appreciate you. Shout out to the bartenders and strippers as well. And anybody else doing service, you know how this all-inclusive pod. But yeah, with that being said, make sure you like, comment, subscribe while you're listening. If you enjoy this podcast or this episode, make sure you do all that. Really appreciate it. It goes a long way. If you're listening on Apple or if you're listening on Spotify, please rate us. We appreciate it. And Audible too. Rate us if you can. Goes a long way for us, you know, so other people can see it. And, you know, if they see you liking it, most likely they'll listen. So we appreciate that for anybody who does it. But with that being said, we'll just go into our brunches so we can get into some of our good topics. The brunch this week, brunch of the week this week is from Cabinet in Easton. Recently opened. They started brunch recently, and I think we went there probably the third week that they opened up. So we're gonna give y'all, you know, what we had, and then of course you can check out our Instagram, the official Brunch Boys, and see all the pictures and of anything that we talk about right now. So you want to tell them what you? All
right, so like when we walked in, the place actually, the aesthetic is nice in there. It gives you, it's real classy. Like you walk in there,
you walking through the door. First thing you get is a curtain.
Yes.
So you open the door and then there's a curtain. Then you open the curtain to get into the place.
Yep. Mm-hmm.
And I live right up the street.
Yeah. Then you know they got all those like the bottles hanging up on the wall and stuff. They even have like a he calls it the Narnia cabinet. So it's off to the right. It's like a cabinet if you open it. Cause I guess they're adding to it. They're putting like a little dining room in there for like a party. Stuff like that, so
nice.
It's gonna be like a secret door.
Space.
Yeah, but it'll be like a little secret door. Nobody will really know it's there. So if you go in, you don't really notice it until, you know, somebody opens the door. And then,
perfect place to throw a party too.
Yeah. So
okay.
So yeah, for what I had I think it was called the classic chicken pate. That's what I had. What I would say at this place, the menu is very unique. So a lot of the stuff I didn't know what it was on there, and I kind of just was like, I'll go for the thing that sounds the most familiar. You don't know what pate is? It's liver, just so you know.
It looked like cat food.
Really? So is it?
No, I didn't. So
I thought it was. Is it American?
Nah,
food?
Anybody who has cats, when you hear pate, you automatically know what it is. Your cat is like
I'm like pate.
a
Was
bougie
it French?
cat. No, it's. I think the place. With everything they have, their names are, they have like certain names for everything. Like what I got, it's hard to pronounce. It's like the okonomiyaki, which is like crispy cabbage, pancake, pickled kraut, apple, spicy mustard,
Bougie.
sunny eggs. So, but it looked amazing.
Okay.
And it tasted amazing. And it's a cabbage pancake. I've never had a cabbage pancake ever in my life, and that was
cabbage pancake.
Yeah. No, it looked good. It looked good too.
Yeah, no, it's very it's very pleasing to the eye, and then it tasted amazing. So I couldn't really complain.
Yeah, I like different foods too.
Yeah, so
yeah,
it's a place to go. Everything has like a most. I say half of the things have a different name. You wouldn't know how to pronounce most of the things on here, but at the end of the day, if you could read, they give you descriptions so you can read what it really is.
I'm definitely gonna check it out.
Yeah, you definitely should.
Yeah.
But tell us about your pate, sir.
Well, I'm not a big liver guy myself, so if you like liver, it'll be for you. I'll
It's
say
very
that.
healthy for you, though.
Yeah, it is.
I love liver.
Yeah.
I like liver.
And it's cheap in the store. It's only like $2 a giant for a whole tub.
Yeah.
Just so y'all know.
Wow.
Yeah, they give you toast on the side too. The toast is pretty good. So yeah.
I'm definitely gonna check it out.
As for me, like I said, I had the cabbage pancake, and then I also had the ricotta hot cakes, and that was fire. We actually made a dope ass video for it, so make sure you check out our page. But that's probably the one thing I would say make sure you get for sure, because it's looks wise is the best, but also you can't really go wrong with pancakes.
Of course not.
I mean, so I would say definitely get that if you want something that's more traditional. If you're somebody who's like, I don't want to really test the waters and get something different, definitely get that. But if you do want to test the waters, there's a whole bunch of different things on here. But I would highly recommend, the hot cakes and also the cabbage pancake. That was fire to me. If you're somebody who's more healthier, like I was at the time, I was getting ready for a race, so I was eating a lot healthier. So that was actually perfect for me. So if you're somebody on a diet or somebody who's trying to eat healthier, that cabbage pancake will be perfect for you.
Okay, good.
Yeah. So
I've been on a diet since I was born.
I think we also had the crispy. It was called the crispy new potatoes.
Yeah, we did, and that was what what's it called?
It was like
Fish eggs.
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
It was like it was called salmon roll, I believe it was salmon. Smoked trout roll. That's what it was called.
Oh.
Yeah.
So
I'm gonna check this place out. Yeah.
You get some caviar. It's potatoes. I forget what that thing is, but inside of, I think it's like the side. I don't know if it's like a saucer or whatever.
It was butter.
Oh,
yeah, it was like
so
butter.
What they have butter? I thought it was something else. I'm over here thinking it's like some sauce. Anyway, potatoes, the side of butter, and what they did was, I guess, like they used a spoon to dip into the butter, so to create something to hold, and then they threw the caviar inside. It looks every plate looked amazing.
Yeah.
I say
Okay,
that.
that's awesome. I'm
Every
gonna
plate
check it
looked
out.
amazing.
Yeah.
But yeah, I would the potatoes. Make sure you get the potatoes. I would recommend that too.
Yes.
Because that was actually really, really good. Really, really good. And if you're somebody who's a little adventurous and finding eating caviar, that is definitely
Yeah, I'm definitely that person.
Yeah, me too. So yeah, that was really good. But yeah, that's cabinet. The looks wise, I would say if you go, probably dress up a little nice because it's a real elegant spot.
Okay.
Especially if you go for dinner too. I heard their dinner is really good. They have like different wines on the wall. The bar is really nice looking. And they even have a little space on the side, for you to kind of chill at. If you have a date.
Yeah,
So,
but it's definitely a nice place for a date for
yeah,
sure.
it's a great
So
place.
they have a little spot which is a little bit more intimate.
It's off to the side, yeah.
Okay,
There's
Yes.
like a bookshelf next to it. Like it's like a table where there's bookshelf around it, and then a couple of wine bottles behind. It's real nice.
It's great for selfies.
Yeah.
Too.
Oh, definitely. Yeah, definitely. A lot of selfies. If you go during the day or night, a lot of selfies. It's a really nice place. The way they decorate it is really elegant. So I would say dress a little nice. A polo. For the fellas, a little polo, you'll be fine.
Okay, cool.
But yeah, definitely take your date there.
Definitely.
If you have one. If you don't, take your peoples, and you have a great time. My bad about that. My phone's on loud.
Yeah, I'm definitely gonna check it out.
But yeah, I think everybody should check it out.
Oh, yes,
but
for sure.
For this, we recorded a lot of dope stuff, and we have some really dope pictures. So make sure you check that out. When this episode drops, we're gonna drop the reel, super dope reel, and we also have like a drip thing going on with the ricotta hot cake.
Yeah,
so.
every time you guys post something, I break my diet every time. Every time. I'm like, what the? Where is? I'm like, shit. Every time.
I mean, that's the point. That's the point of what we do.
Yeah.
So hopefully other people that listen are getting the same reaction, or anybody else that's following us on Instagram gets the same reaction every time we post something, because that's the whole point of this.
Yeah.
So,
yeah.
we break our diet every time too, But that's why we stay in the gym though. You gotta stay in the gym because it's like you're eating we're eating this kind of food all the time.
Yeah,
so
yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. But yeah, that's our brunch of the week. Hope you guys go check it out. Shout out to Cabinet. Oh, shout out to the owner too. Amazing dude. If he's there, make sure you conversate with him. He'll probably conversate with you.
Oh yeah.
Most likely, he's like one of those kind of guys.
Oh, that's nice.
But he's a really dope guy. So shout out to him. Shout out to the restaurant, and you should definitely go check it out. It's in Easton. So if you are within, I say within an hour, take a trip.
Listen, Easton is what's up. Easton is popping. You know, it's very diverse now. It's a melting pot, and so is Bethlehem. I love Bethlehem.
I love Bethlehem too. Like,
Yeah.
definitely. Allentown, they trying to do their thing. So shout out to Allentown, man.
Allentown is pretty cool too.
They're slowly
Oh no, yeah.
building outwards.
Yeah.
They started in the center, now they're building out. So
Yeah, we were just at an
opening.
at an opening.
Shout out to our guys, the Amigos. They're about to open up a restaurant coming up soon in Allentown.
Nice.
At a new spot. And one of the new buildings I just opened up, the Gallery. They're opening up in September. A restaurant. It's like a Mexican type of restaurant.
I'm telling you.
You heard of El Jefe's in Bethlehem?
No.
So it's a late night like taqueria. Is it like a taco spot kind of?
It's like it'll be like I'll say like Chipotle type of Chipotle type of thing.
Really?
But it's like better.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because I think the thing is they were like, oh, you know, Allentown doesn't really have any places that stay open like super late.
Yeah, no,
that's why. So
no.
that's
That's fine.
and they're
That's what we need.
they're in a very nice, very very nice building. So they
So
just
they're
opened
open up late.
Yeah, but they'll still open up in September though. They haven't opened up yet, but
Okay.
when they do, we'll definitely let y'all know for sure because those are our guys, and we'll definitely put out some type of thing for them. So
Yeah.
to let people know that they're open, and you can go check it out. But yeah, they'll be open a little bit later than what most of the stuff in Allentown
Yeah,
is.
we definitely need more like lounges with live
That's what I
music.
That's what we told them.
You know,
yeah.
old.
Oh yeah, they had a whole board and everything. It's like, oh, what
Yeah.
should we add?
Yeah,
And people
maybe
have
I
been
should
writing stuff
contact
on
them.
there.
I can give them some advice. Seriously.
That's City Place. City Place.
Yeah, City
Yeah,
Place.
we need some
In downtown
maybe some
Allentown.
Latin jazz music, old school R&B live music. That's what we need. There's a lot of minorities in this area that have come from New York City,
Oh,
New
yeah.
Jersey,
Yeah.
like me, and that's what I'm looking for.
And I knew it was a big deal when I seen the mayor. I think one of the reps was there, and it was like a senator was there or something like that.
Yeah.
So it's like, yeah, it was kind of a big deal.
Yeah. So
Yeah,
city's expanding. So
yeah, I can
we
feel
told
it. I
we
see
told
it.
them they asked us where we go and hang out on certain days.
Yeah.
And I told them, I was like, yo, y'all need some lounges. Like we
Yeah.
go certain there's spots in Bethlehem here we could just go chill at. Where it's lounge is like real cool, everybody just chilling.
Yeah,
They don't have that in Allentown.
a more mature crowd too.
Yep.
For people like me.
So-
I'm not saying you guys ain't mature, but
Yeah, I mean, I'm with the other crowds. You ever went to what's it called? Borrow No Name?
Isn't it closed though?
Yeah, but you ever went?
No,
I never been there either.
Crowd.
That hurt.
And
I
I used to go there when I
heard-
was like 23 with the mature ladies.
Yes.
I heard that was the place to go.
Poppin'.
It was popping. Why is it closed?
I have no idea. COVID came.
Yeah, well, we
COVID
need
came
to
and closed
get
everything.
maybe we should buy the place and
I
start
don't
it
know.
up
That was
again.
that was the spot though.
I
Like
think
that
that's
was
a good
that was a spot
investment.
for the grown folks.
Yeah, I heard that was like a grown folk
only
spot.
Yeah, and
know what?
I used to be in there, 23, 25.
Okay, I'm gonna
We used to
reach
be in
out.
there.
I gotta reach out to the owner and see what's up because I need something like that. Because I need something local
Yeah.
where I can go chill and then come back home.
Yeah, that was
You
that's
know?
the spot. If you
Seriously,
Yeah.
because now these days I want to go into the city. I want to go hang out. I love live music. But I don't want to drive an hour and a half. You know
Right,
what that
right.
means? I have to find a place to stay in a hotel.
yeah,
you know,
exactly,
so.
exactly. Yeah, but
Maybe, yeah.
hopefully they bring that to Allentown, though, or they bring something back into the valley somehow,
For real.
or something like that. Yeah, but do you want to talk about your business? I know
Yes.
you have your businesses.
My business. Well,
Talk about all of them.
well,
promote yourself.
I know,
Let the people
it's a lot
know.
going on right now. Well, I'm in cardiac. I do cardiac ultrasound.
Yeah.
But I do have a jewelry business that I'm working on, and my website is not up and running yet. but
Okay.
it should be soon. I'm working really hard. And it's going to be called Nisi, Nisi, Isabella with 2 L's, which is my middle name, and Co. So,
Okay.
yeah, I'm looking forward to starting my jewelry business. I've been designing jewelry for probably over 10 years. I shut it down years ago because I was focusing on being a mom and a wife at that time.
Okay.
So now my kids are all adults, and I have a son who's 29, a daughter who is 23, a son who's 22, and I also have my stepson who is 33 years old.
Also, they all grown.
My kids are grown,
Yes.
I know that's a little hard to believe, but yes, I'm a G-ma, a grandma. So now at first I'm like, oh my God, I'm like about to be 50 years old next month. Like
I mean,
this
that's
is,
the cost for celebration.
You know.
Sure.
yes. So I'm looking, it's scary, but I feel good, and I'm glad that I'm aging gracefully,
Very.
So I said, you know what? Do what you love to do, and that's creating jewelry. So I said, I'm going to start up my business again
Okay.
because I feel like something's been missing from my life, because it's just, I love my career. It's a great career, but I love being an artist. Like it's like Bob Marley says, something to satisfy your soul, and that's what satisfies my soul, is what satisfies my spirit.
Gotcha.
Like you guys do what you do because it just fulfills your spirit. It feels so good.
Yes.
It really does feel good.
Yeah, it's like
And
it's like therapy for me. Yeah.
it is therapy. Yeah, absolutely. And so I said to myself, you know what? I'm going to start up again. So
Just so y'all know, she was showing me some of the jewelry. Fire, I'm telling you right now.
thank you.
So how did like the whole jewelry thing? How did it? Where did you get inspiration?
I'm pretty.
from to
I'm
start that?
self-taught. I learned how to design many years ago. I taught myself, and at one point, probably close to 10 years ago, I was pretty successful. I was so successful. Well, my kids were smaller back then, and I was featured like in the Latina magazine. I had a Housewives of Jersey wore my jewelry for a photo shoot. I don't watch reality shows, but when someone contacted me years ago, I'm like, yeah, of course, I'll mail it right away.
Right.
And at one point, I couldn't even keep up with my orders close to 10 years ago. That's how successful I was, and it was just exploding. But I was so consumed with just being a mom at that time and trying to be a wife. And at that time, too, I had a child that was very ill. And I'm not going to say this child's name because they just don't want to talk about it. But they were very sick. So I had to shut everything down because being a mother is first.
Yeah.
And unfortunately, I had to put my dreams to the side. And at that time, my who's now my ex-husband,
Shout out to him.
he was starting up his business.
Okay.
And so, I feel like too with mothers, we have to give up so much to be a mother, and then he was doing his thing, traveling, he was on a mission. So I had to just shut everything down and focus on the kids and just let him do his thing. And, I'm divorced now, and he's successful now with his business. And, so I said, you know what? I know I'm about to be 50, but I'm going to do my thing again.
Yep.
It's never too late to restart.
Yeah.
Restart, reinvent yourself. So that's where I'm at.
Okay. And the jewelry's not the only thing that you do. So what is the?
So then another thing I do is I make hair growth serum.
Okay.
And that's another thing.
All the bald fellas listen.
And all the women, like, this is all my hair here, And the reason I started this hair growth serum is because my hair started falling out, and I blamed it on COVID, post-COVID. But, people would always say, well, that's what happens. You're about to be 50 years old and your hair starts thinning and so does your eyebrows and blah, blah, blah. So I wasn't having it. I was like, no, I'm going to age gracefully. So I just started working on a formulation and working on making this oil for my hair to grow. So I only did it for myself. And then my hair just started growing. It just started getting really thick, and it's actually the healthiest it's ever been, ever in my whole entire life.
That's great.
And I was like, damn, okay, I think I might have to do another business. Like, I need to really help other people, So I don't have my website up yet, but I've sold over 300 bottles so far from just family and friends.
What's the name on that though?
So the name on that is Sterling Beauty Co.
Okay.
And that's named after my grandson because I am a grandmother.
Okay.
Yeah, so
Nice.
that's another project that I'm working on.
Okay.
Yeah.
So how did you come across like making like the formulas? Like,
So a lot of trial and error.
okay.
When I first made the formulation, I remember giving my best friend a bottle and I put way too much peppermint in that bottle.
Okay.
And she was like, oh my God, my scalp was just burning, girl. That you put way too much peppermint oil, because I learned that you have to have carrier oils, like let's say like a jojoba oil. Am I saying that?
Yeah.
Jojoba oil, argan oil, Jamaican castor oil. Like those are more carrier oils, but I added way too much peppermint and rosemary and it burned her scalp. So then I went back into my lab, AKA, my kitchen area. And I just kept redoing the formulation.
Okay.
And then it's funny, like I always try to listen to my spirit, like my inner voice, right? And then I put something together. I said, I think this is it. And then I went and I chopped my hair off complete, like probably up to here, like chin area. And then I said, okay, now I'm going to start using this oil. And it shocked me the way my hair started growing and started getting really thick. And I'm like, I cannot believe that this is actually working. And then, every time I go out, someone's always complimenting me about my hair. And I'm like, well, I make a hair growth serum. Would you like to try it? And I'll sell it to you for right now. I'm just still under experimental phase. So, and before you know it, I sold 50 bottles, 100 bottles, and 200 bottles. And now people are messaging me saying, wow, my God, my hair is growing, and I made something for the eyebrows. They're like, my eyebrows are growing. So I said, all right, this is the beginning of something, another project,
Yeah.
So
So how are you able to balance, like your work and
so
this?
that's hard. What I'm talking about. Okay.
Trust me. I know.
So so for many years though, I don't watch. I don't have a TV in my bedroom. I don't have a TV in my bedroom. I don't have a TV in my kitchen. My daughter has a TV, and it's been like this for me for years. Because I'm more of I love reading. So I love just reading audibles. I love reading articles. I love TED Talks.
Okay. Yeah.
I'm obsessed with TED Talks. Like I'm a geek. I'm I came from the hood. I think I still have an inner thug kind of in me a little bit there. Whoop somebody's ass.
All right, gangster.
just a little bit. No, but I think that's where I find my time too, because I don't spend hours and hours watching TV. I'm not saying that I don't want to offend anyone. I'm not saying that there's anything wrong with it.
There is something wrong with it. I'll say it.
But people first thought I was crazy, because they come into my crib and they're like, where's the remote? I'm like, there is no remote. We're going to just chop it up in the kitchen.
Yeah, okay.
And we're going to have some good conversations.
Yeah.
And that's what I do. Every time somebody walks in my house, they end up sitting in my kitchen. We chop it up, have maybe a few drinks, appetizers, or I'll make some Latin food. And so anyway, I think because I don't watch any TV, I'm able to squeeze my business in. I can do my arts and be creative. Yeah. So.
And it's
I'm sorry. Do you watch TV or?
No, I have well, you see my TV, but I have the Fire Stick.
Okay.
And what I'll do is I'll catch up on shows. Like I never.
Yeah.
When I go to work, my coworkers are like, "Yo, did you watch this?" No, I'm never the.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
I've been able to catch. No, it's whenever I get the chance. Let's say I'm like, when I'm editing pictures for the Instagram page. That's the time I get to watch TV.
Yeah.
In my bedroom, I have a TV, but when I'm going to sleep, I put on like Netflix. I put like the animal shit on. That helps me go to sleep. So
Yeah, and then you fall asleep within minutes.
exactly within minutes, I'm knocked out. So I don't really watch TV much. But unless I'm chilling, I might maybe throw a movie on here and there. Other than that, don't know.
Yeah.
Most of the time I'm editing, I'll put on
just don't have
basketball
time,
or
right?
something.
You just don't have. There's just not
There's no
enough
time.
hours in the day.
Exactly. Yeah.
And for me personally, I rather do what I do. I rather sit there and make jewelry, or make oils, and just read too. So
Yeah, me, I mostly listen to like podcasts. So mostly like I'll be at work. I'm listening to a lot of music. Music and podcasts is literally my life. What I do. So that's all I'm literally doing. Music and podcasts.
Yeah.
So
I love YouTube Shorts though. The short videos. I love that because it's nice and short.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's like the shorts will come on and so.
you kind of get addicted to those too, though.
Yep.
Yeah.
If you're not careful, you'll be scrolling.
Oh no, it'll be. So I have a timer on Instagram though.
Oh,
Do you have a timer?
Nah.
Oh yeah, I had
I'm
to.
barely. So I've brought it down to So doing this thing, I've said it on here. I've come to the point where I kind of actually hate social media now because I'm on it so much. So
Yeah.
right now, I kind of give myself like an hour a day
Yeah.
where I'll go on and then I'll make sure I'll just scroll through just to see what people have been posting for the day, and then boom, I'm out.
Yeah. So I set my timer at an hour, but sometimes I go a little over. And a lot of times I'm on Instagram, but I'm just like doing research. Like,
Okay.
I'm studying other people's social media that have a jewelry business or,
Gotcha. Yeah, you gotta do it.
things like that.
Get some ideas, some inspirations.
Get some ideas.
Yeah.
So that's what I do, and then answer my messages. I do get a lot of messages on social media.
Same here, and I'm just like, when that happens, they pile up. I'm like, fuck.
Yeah.
Oh, no,
my God.
no, it gets bad.
Yeah.
Oh my God, yeah. And
when
people don't understand. They feel bad
They
because you
don't
don't respond right
exactly.
away.
And I feel bad for
Yeah.
not responding right away, but it's just like, you have no idea. I have to scroll through a couple of names, a good amount of names before I can even get to yours and then respond. So it's like, sometimes I'm like, a day later, I'm like, fuck, my bad. But I'm responding.
Yeah, and that's what I try to tell people. Like, I get a lot of messages. I also have a mental health page on Facebook, and I have probably
You should shout it out.
yeah,
Page called.
my understanding mental illness.
Follow it on Facebook if you have Facebook. I don't have Facebook, so.
Understanding mental illness. You'll see a little vanilla head, and then it has like the brain. Let me hold on. Let's see. So I've had this for a few years, but I get so many messages on there. I probably have close to 3,300 followers now, and it's growing.
That's dope.
So every day I get another 50 so I'm really excited about that because I have a lot of family members that have suffered from mental health. It skipped me. I'm a little cray a little bit, but it kind of skipped me.
There's levels. We all have
There's levels to cray.
Right. Yeah.
But so I've had some family members that have suffered from mental health, and I started this page years ago.
Gotcha.
And I've actually had a child that suffered from mental health problems, and so that's why I started the page. And I had a grandmother who had like a form of schizophrenia too. When I was a kid, and they used to call her crazy, but as I got older, she's not crazy.
Yeah.
She has an illness. That's not being
She
crazy.
needs help, yeah.
She needs help. So I started this page, and it's blowing up now.
Yeah.
So I get a lot of messages from people, that are close to taking their lives. And what should I do? It's very overwhelming. But I gather up all the resources that I've gathered up throughout the years, and I've actually helped a lot of people.
Yeah. Oh, that's great.
So that's another thing that I'm very proud of, and I want to continue to grow. I don't even know how I fit all this in one day.
That's what I'm saying. How do
You know,
but
but
you find a way though. It's like
yeah.
you're passionate about.
When you're passionate,
Yeah,
it's the best feeling in the world. It's worth it.
Completely.
It feels so good. You know, that's why we all have.
We all have a thing.
We all have a thing. I have several. You know, I'm
too.
like,
Me too. I'm right there with you. I work my 12-hour shifts,
yeah.
and well, I'm probably not going to sleep tonight till 2. So
I'm the same way.
yeah, and then gotta wake up at 7 so I could go running and go to the gym.
Yeah,
It's just
the running that's because you're still young. I wish I could run again, but yeah.
Yeah, we all have a thing. So, and I mean, if you have, some people haven't found it yet, but you know, eventually, if you you'll know something's missing in life. Like if you.
No, absolutely. For almost close to 7 years since I walked away from my ex, I stopped my business. I stopped doing all the things that I love, and I felt empty.
Yeah.
I felt empty, even though I love my career. Like I love working with patients, and doing what I do. But I felt like something was missing, and now I feel fulfilled.
Right.
You know.
Yeah, that's how it should feel, and I was just listening to, because I listen to Joe Rogan a lot, so it's like I was listening to another episode he had, and he was like, "Oh, if you ever say that you're bored, you just are not trying hard enough to find that thing that you're passionate about." And I believe that there's too much shit to do in this world for you to be like, I'm bored. I never understand anybody that says I'm bored.
Yeah,
You know
I don't
mean?
say I don't have time. I
don't even have time to be bored.
No.
Like that's I'm the same way. I don't have time to be bored. So it's like if you could say, "Yo, I'm bored,"
Yeah.
you're really not trying in life.
No, if I say that I'm bored, I'm gonna find something to do.
You have to.
Yeah,
and there's so much to do around us. So much.
I'm one of those people. I will go to a restaurant and eat by myself.
Oh damn.
Cause no.
Oh no!
seriously.
Here we go. You about to get him started.
No, because I don't know if you've noticed, but I have the gift of gab.
Oh yeah. No,
I could rub my mouth.
That's how we met. That's how
I
we
know,
met. So,
just like that.
yeah. We met at, it was actually the reason why I made sure to invite you, because we met on Mother's Day.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah,
That's
so
amazing.
We met on Mother's Day, and it was me and my boy. We went to a brunch in Jersey, and you were there.
Yeah.
And you were with your daughter, but she left.
She left, and she left me alone. But
Yeah.
I wasn't leaving.
But you weren't leaving.
Hell no.
And I
staying right there.
I told my boy, I was like, "Yo, we're here by ourselves.
Yeah.
We should invite her over."
Yep, and that's what I did. I said, "Move over." What you drinking? Did I? I think I shared my drink.
because of you, I now drink
Peanut butter whiskey.
Yeah, it's my
Yeah.
shit now.
I
Yeah.
know.
She's why.
She's the reason why. So
Okay.
whenever I go with my
Peanut
boys,
butter-
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh
when I go
no.
with my boys,
Yeah.
the shots that we take is that.
Yeah. Screwball's fire.
It's the bomb.
Two balls of my shit.
It's so good.
Yeah.
It's so good. We had such a great time.
Yeah, we did. That
Yeah,
was-
we
that was a
really.
great
It
day.
was pretty dope. It was like a little hole in the wall in
Yeah.
Peaburg. Is it even?
I don't think
still?
they're not there no more.
Oh wow.
I saw them post They recently,
It's a
not
shame.
recently, probably like 2 months ago.
Yeah.
They posted a long thing about they had to like close down, and then they're gonna relocate eventually.
Really?
Probably
I
not.
hope they. I mean,
hope
it was
they
a
do,
little.
though.
It was a little whole. I felt like I went back in time. Like I was back
Really
in the.
was, yeah.
Like I was back in the hood.
Oh yeah.
You know, there was this place in the hood called Bolos. I think it was. It was
Mm-hmm.
a little bar, and all old school hip hop music back in the day.
Oh nice.
And when I
Yeah.
went into this place in Phillipsburg, I'm like,
Felt like the same.
Damn.
Give
it was
it.
like
Put
the
brush it
vibe.
right back. That's crazy.
like I was back in the hood, and I loved it. I was reminiscing. I didn't want to leave. My daughter was like, "Ma, I gotta go." I was like, "You just want to go eat your brownies, but okay." You know what I mean? But I was like, "I ain't ready to go."
Right,
You know,
right.
the music was at the old school hip hop. They had some Afro beats. It was dope,
Okay.
Yeah, it was real good.
and that's what we need in the Lehigh Valley too.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
Nah, that was a dope spot though.
Yeah.
They're closed now. You might see their
Yeah.
Damn, I forget. Oh, Indigo.
Indigo, that's right.
Indigo.
Wow.
If you see their posts on our page, I just know they're closed. But yeah, I hope they do bring it back though. It's a really dope spot.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, and they do different events. They held, let people throw their birthday parties there and everything.
Yeah.
It's a really dope spot. Really dope spot. But yeah, that's the reason why I was like, let me reach out to you. We met on Mother's
Oh,
Day.
thank you. That's awesome.
A couple years ago. So
Yeah.
I was like, it's only right,
Yeah, you see how things work out, right?
Yeah, comes full circle sometimes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Awesome.
But speaking of motherhood though, what is your let's see, what's like your fondest memory of being a mother?
Oh, cuddling with my kids.
Yeah.
I miss that so much. Sometimes I'll be like, damn, I wish I can go back in time so I could have a weekend of just cuddling.
Cuddling with your kids.
Actually, I'm going to post a picture. I look kind of tired in this picture because all 4 of them are literally on top of me.
Oh yeah,
And that was the best feeling in the world. Yeah.
sounds amazing.
It's
Yeah.
just cuddling, laying in bed with them. You know, I was such a cuddler. I'm a cuddler now with my grandson. You know, every night he's like, Grandma, you know what time it is. I was like, come on, baby.
Right.
Come get in this gristle right here. Right here. This is where he lays down, you know. It's the best feeling in the world.
Gotcha.
Yeah. And I love being a grandmother. I mean, he's all over
only
my
have
Instagram.
that
Just one, the little blonde baby.
Okay.
Yeah.
And was that like your oldest kid?
That's from my daughter.
Oh, your daughter.
My daughter.
Okay.
His name is Sterling Sage.
Oh, that's what the.
Yeah,
Okay, that's what you said.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay, nice.
He goes everywhere with me. Well, when every other weekend, I spend a lot of time with him
Yeah.
because I wanted to be almost a mother to him. I always said that when I'm going to be a grandma, I'm going to be like his mother. You know, like my mother was like that with my kids.
Oh yeah.
I think it's a cultural thing, you know, right? Like
Yeah,
I think
definitely is.
a cultural thing,
But
right?
is there like that was gonna be one of my questions anyway, but is there like a difference in how you are with him than you were with your own kids?
It is.
Yeah.
It is. I mean,
What's that difference?
I
though?
mean, you know what? I ground him. No, I'm not as. I thought I was gonna be a little bit more lenient, but I do ground him though. Yeah, I do ground him. The other day, he got upset at me and he threw a sock at my head, and I try not to laugh.
Yeah.
And then he said, "Freaking darn it."
Uh-oh.
That's all I say because I try not to curse.
Of course,
around him.
yeah.
So I'm trying to find all these fake curse words, and I try not to laugh. Like with my kids, I would have had laughed. I would have just popped them across it. I would have thrown that chancla.
Yeah,
you know,
right.
that
Yeah,
chancla,
yeah.
you know. But with Sterling, I won't throw the chancla at him. And then I said, "Okay, honey, you got to go to bed. You know, you're grounded." And then he does that fake cry, and I'm like, "Okay, forget it. Let's just cuddle. What do you want to watch?" So yeah, I'm a little bit more lenient.
More lenient with him.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. I mean, I feel that it happens. Even with parents, with my friends, like they'll be like, if they're the oldest, their parents were harder on them, and then like their younger brother or sister, it's like, damn, yo, they treat them like they're a baby, even though
Yeah.
they're grown. You know?
I
Yeah.
definitely feel like that's a cultural thing, though.
Oh my God, yes.
Yeah.
Especially Latin mothers, you know. For the Puerto Rican moms, forget it. You know,
African parents the same way.
African parents, you know, you're
way, yes. They the
absolutely right.
same
They
way.
really are. It's especially with our boys.
Yeah.
You know, I don't know
mean,
what it is. It's like, God.
I mean, we get the. I think for us, the African guys, though, it's like it's the tough love, though. It's like our parents is like it's not really showing the affection. I
Yeah.
don't know if that's how it is, you know.
You know, it's interesting. I have very affectionate parents, to be honest
Yeah.
with you. My parents were great. You know, everybody has their issues, though. They did have, it was like a telenovela, though. In my home, there was some issues there, you know. But affection, oh my gosh. Both my parents are very affectionate.
Yeah.
Pain in my butt, but very affectionate. When it comes to me, they were always there for me.
Gotcha.
Yeah. I grew up in the inner city, but inside my home, I had parents that loved me.
See, for me, I can
Tremendous.
speak on this. Just it was like the tough love. It's the kind of like the control with fear kind of thing. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So it's kind of like you were more scared to do anything wrong than kind of be like, all right, yo, you know.
You know, it's funny, and I tell people this, like, my mom never spanked me.
No.
And now she's a Latino. She probably popped me, but never. My mother never spanked. I don't remember her ever spanking me with like a belt or anything like that.
So did that transfer to how you
I've never spanked my daughter. Never.
what about your sons?
Popped them in the butt, yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, they got popped. But never, I never picked up like a belt. You know what I mean?
Yeah. I used to get my ass whooped.
I caught a couple. I caught a couple coming up.
Mine
Yeah.
was like weekly.
Damn.
I used to get my ass whooped weekly. Looking back at it now, I'm like, yo, that shit was excessive. You know, but
I mean, I know people are gonna be mad when I say, or they're gonna be offended, or they're gonna be like, but listen, we know better now,
yeah,
right?
yeah.
And we know, I don't care what anybody says, picking an object or spanking a child with a belt, and there's welts on their skin,
Yeah, that's a problem.
it's a form of child abuse.
Oh yeah.
We know that now.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, for
You
sure.
know, seriously.
But in like in our culture,
Yeah.
that's how it is. It's-
Listen, they didn't know better.
the whole community could whoop your ass. You could go.
Everybody.
I used to go. So when I was back home, you go to school. They would literally line us all up, right, to do the anthem.
Yeah.
They would check everybody's nails, right? So you have to have your hands up. They'll check your nails. If your nails are dirty, they'll beat you in front of everybody. Like that. That's the culture I came from.
That
So
was
it
in
was-
Africa.
Yeah, that was in Africa. So it's like that's the type of thing. Your teachers were allowed to beat you if you
Yeah.
fucked up in class.
No, but it was like
They
that.
would've beat
It was
you.
like that in Passaic, New Jersey. Shout out to Passaic. Back in the day, it was like
Yeah.
that too. If my teachers called my parents, I was in trouble. You know. So yeah, it was definitely like that too back in the day.
Yeah. All right. I mean, and now, like you said, you won't do that. You won't.
Oh, I would never spank. I mean, my grandson,
Grandson.
I threatened him with the chancla.
Gotcha.
So he
You
looks
never
at it.
use it, though.
I threatened. I have my little. I actually have a Puerto Rican chancla. It
Okay.
says Puerto Rico on it. It's black, and it says Puerto Rico on it. And I said Sterling, and he's like, "Oh, hey, Grandma." And I haven't touched him yet, but I think he knows like what that chancla, the power of the chancla. What it can.
chancla.
No, the power of the chancla. That shit is powerful.
Yeah.
But
no.
yeah. So, but I can't even imagine. Like now, I think about it, and because of my father, I remember him spanking me with the belt. I still remember that spanking.
Oh,
my
I
father.
remember my last ass whooping. I remember it like it was yesterday. Like it was brutal, brutal. And that was right before I went to high school. So it was like
Damn.
middle school, and then boom, went to high school and I never got beat again. But it was just like, damn though. That last one was like, holy shit.
Yeah.
Coulda
That was
killed me, bro.
That was. That was the finale.
Yeah, it was.
That
it
was
literally,
literally the finale. Like they
Yeah.
send you off. Like
for sure.
okay.
But then you get to a certain age. Like I was, and I was in sports. You getting a little bigger, and I was like, yo, if one day I want to pop off in your mouth, I probably could at this point.
Yeah, you
But-
get killed.
Yeah. But it
Kill
was-
you while you sleeping.
But because of that though, I've told myself like, I won't do that to my kids.
No, not at all. No. I mean, even with my daughter now, like we don't argue. My daughter actually lives with me. And I'm so glad I love that she lives with me,
Yeah.
because that way I can be around my grandson all the time. Because I'm just like so obsessed with him. But I don't argue with my daughter. Maybe we'll bicker, but it's so rare,
Right.
So it's not like my mom, we used to freaking bicker all the time,
Yeah.
But I'm just, you know better, you do better.
That's true.
So you know better, you do better. So now, now with the next generation, we're just, making a lot of changes, really.
Yeah, for sure.
So,
And from what you know now, would you like what would you tell your younger self? That's just became a mom.
there's a lot of things I wish I would have done different, really quickly. So I grew up in the inner city in a tough area.
Yeah.
I had way too many fights to count.
Yeah.
It might not look like
you
it, right? They used to call me Little Mike Tyson. I used to fight
Yeah.
so
Oh,
much.
snap.
It was
Okay.
terrible.
Okay. Well, you had the right or the left.
Both. I mean, my dad. Anybody who knows me from back in the day, I mean, my dad had to show me how to box because I
Yeah.
used to always get jumped.
I actually thought about it. All right, so like I've dated girls who were really like girly girl, but I've always thought about. I'm like, damn.
I was never.
if
I mean, I
I-
think I'm more girly girl now than
Yeah.
but back in the day, I was more of a tomboy.
Yeah, I've always thought like if I have a daughter, I think I might want to have her learn how to fight.
Oh, that's for self defense
Yeah.
now because there's a lot of creeps. But
Yeah,
back
yeah.
then it was different. I mean, back then it was just I just would get jumped all the time.
Yeah.
I'm telling you, I cannot count.
Was it just girls just hating, or was it just
I'm gonna say they were all hating on me because I was always cute.
Yeah.
okay?
That's
That's what I say. That was the first thing that went to my mind.
You know,
So
and
it
y'all
was
see
hate,
me,
though.
right? Damn near 50 years old. Y'all still hating on me. But yeah, no, that's what it was. Oh, you like my man. I'm like, who is your man? I
Let's
remember
see.
I remember
saying
one
that's always
story.
how it is.
Yep.
There was this guy. His name was Brooklyn back in the day. You know, because
Yeah.
everybody had that name,
Mm-hmm.
Brooklyn, whatever, Mercedes, Paris, and I didn't know he had a crush on me. She's the one that confronted me, you know,
Oh, yeah.
and said, you know, my boyfriend is, you like my man. I'm like, no, he likes me. And before you know it, she wanted to kill me,
Yeah.
you know. And my brother would always, he was my bodyguard, poor thing, you know. Because God forbid he didn't defend me,
Yeah.
you know, so. But I was a young mom, too, in the inner city. You know,
How old were you
well,
when-
actually, I was a little bit old because I was 19 and a lot of my friends were 13, 14, 15.
Okay.
And that's still the case now
When they had
with a lot
kids.
of women, girls in the inner
Yeah,
city.
in the city,
It's the
yeah.
same.
I've always
Yeah.
said that. It's,
It's still the case now.
Yeah,
I mean, but back
definitely.
then, you know, we were young moms.
yeah.
And I was 19, you know, and
That's actually, I mean, for being in the inner city,
that was older.
you like a grown woman.
You know
much,
what?
yeah.
I was. And I remember, too, I was so like, oh, my God. You know, I come from two loving parents, and how could I do this to my family, you know?
Was it like,
It
you
was,
know, something, was it a surprise when you had your first child?
yeah, I mean, it was from my high school sweetheart, my boyfriend, who I dated for a couple of years. And he was African American. All my kids are
Yeah.
mixed.
Okay.
Shout out to black men. I love y'all. I love black men from day one, though.
Right.
Even back then, I used to get criticized. What you see a black man? What you mean? You know?
Yeah.
So what you mean? But anyway, so yeah, and it's funny because my son was the first mixed baby in my family,
Okay.
you know, so. And my mother used to be like, how am I going to tell your grandmother? I'm like, what do you mean?
Just tell her.
You know, just tell me. What you mean, you know?
What are your grandparents like? Old school?
They were old school.
Okay.
Yeah, very old school. I came from a Pentecostal upbringing.
Ah, okay.
We're talking about
Religious.
hairy armpits, hairy legs,
Yeah.
long skirts. You can't go to the beach because you're going to burn in hell.
Yeah.
You can't go to the mall because the devil lives there. The devil is everywhere among us, you know? So,
Religion's so crazy.
Yeah.
that's a whole different podcast.
I know. Oh, I grew
I
up
don't
in a
even-
church, so I.
Oh, you did?
Oh, I did in
Oh, 'cause-
Africa. I grew up.
I did
Oh,
too.
because Africans are very
Very religious.
Very religious.
Very, very
Yeah,
religious.
yeah.
So yeah, no, I know. But
Yeah, so then I was a young mom, had my son, and you know, my mother was like, "You're gonna have to learn the hard way." You know, at that time, unfortunately, my parents were divorcing. They were going through a really bad divorce. It was terrible, and I actually, when I became a mom, I did not know. My parents didn't educate me. I didn't even know anything about, like, to be honest with you, about how to be a mother. I did not know that a newborn baby wakes up every 2 to 3 hours. Can you believe my mom never told me that?
yeah,
Damn.
I remember when my son was born and he started crying. I'm like, why is he crying like that? It's 2:00 in the morning. And my mother's like, you need to go make a bottle. I kid you not. I did not know. And I remember crying in the kitchen.
Damn, when she said the hard way, she was not playing.
Yeah, making that bottle because I didn't know that's what newborns do.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So I remember crying. I went to a really deep depression.
oh yeah,
You know, because I'm like, God, why he doesn't stop crying? And he was my son was a crier. Yeah, because he had like fetal distress when he was born,
okay,
and so yeah, it was not easy. And then at that time, you know, we call it the baby daddy. Like, what are you gonna do with your life? Where are we going? You know, it just didn't work out. Broke it off. So what am I going to do with my life? You know, I always wanted to be a psychologist at that time, you know, and I couldn't be a psychologist now. I was a mom, you know, so I had to find something fast. So I remember when I went to go get my ultrasound, I was like, oh, this is a pretty cool field, you know, and she was like, well, you know, if you do cardiac, you get paid more money. So that's why I became a cardiac ultrasound.
okay.
Yeah. But I remember
crazy.
I used to walk 10 blocks to catch the bus to go to school and then to go to work. literally like all the time. I went to school full time. I worked full time, dropped off my son. Back in the day, there used to be a lot of snowstorms.
Yeah.
Those
anymore.
snowstorms don't exist anymore.
Right.
We're talking about inches of snow.
Yeah.
Yeah. So imagine walking 10 blocks to the bus stop, you know, but I was determined, you know, I was like, I want to make something out of myself.
Yeah.
You know, I don't want to stay in the projects in the inner city, you know.
Now you're in a loft.
Now I'm in a loft in Easton. I've had everything I wanted, you know, throughout my life. Because I always said I wanted to have more children. I had more children. I wanted to live in a beautiful house in the country. I lived in Hunterdon County, beautiful house in the country. But I've had a lot of difficulties along the road. It looked beautiful in the surface, like to a lot of people. But I've had a lot of just heartache and pain throughout that. You know,
So I feel that's how life is. We put on the outer shell for everybody.
Of course, yeah.
But then behind it, it's like we're going through a whole bunch of shit.
oh my God, people look at my life, they thought I had the perfect life.
Yeah.
And like, no, it was a whole telenovela in the background.
I think that's why I enjoy I listen to like murder podcasts. And when you listen to them, you get to hear about people's like when they die is like they tell like all the things that were going on in their lives.
Okay.
They get to be like on the surface, everybody in the community loved them. But then behind closed doors, this is what was really going on. You know what I mean?
I would love to listen to that podcast.
Yeah, that's
Maybe I can share my story on there too. Project number 10.
they talk about murders. They talk about murder stuff. So it's like when people die, it's like, all right, this is what was going on, and this is why they got killed.
You might want to talk about
you might
mental
wanna
health
not-
type podcast. That's,
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah, you might want to go to a mental. Yeah, talk about
Yeah.
it. You thought about starting your own podcast for the mental health thing?
I don't know. Maybe that's something I should look into. I mean,
You could talk to people that
for sure.
that have been through.
I
anything.
do, like I said, because of my mental health page, Understanding Mental Illness, and I'll give you the link so you can probably
I'll post it on there.
Post it
Yeah, it'll be under the description.
It'll be in the description.
I get a lot of messages, and I've actually pulled some people away. I'm not going to say their names, away from suicide, actually, you know. So I recently there was this one girl who contacted me, and she was just at her worst, you know. And I guess from, you know, I have a lot of resources, and you know, so, and I can you know, she was in a very toxic, abusive relationship, and
It was always tough.
yeah, so she was going through a depression, and I was able to talk her out of it. So I was very proud of that, you know, and that's why I have that
That's
mental
great.
Is that the one?
illness page. That's my page. There you go. Thank you. Yeah, it's pretty dope, right? Yeah. I read a lot, so I post a lot of classical music because I love classical music. I think it's a way of therapy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know, it is. It really is.
Oh yeah, I fall
Take a
asleep.
look at it?
Yeah, take a look. I fall asleep listening to Beethoven. I know some people might think it's corny, but it's
I kind of.
the best thing for you if you really stressed out. I mean, even when I scanned patients at the hospital today, I had a patient who had a stroke, and I asked her, I said, do you love classical music? She said yes. So we played Beethoven for about 20 minutes while I scanned her, and she felt so good. You know, it's just really healthy for your brain.
That's good.
I just Louis Armstrong. I played the other night. I just played probably like his all his songs, and I went to sleep. Real nice, real nice. Yeah,
nice.
something like that. Anything that's like trumpets or
Oh my God.
jazz is
piano,
dope.
I love jazz.
Type of, yeah, I can easily fall asleep.
I'll drive all the way to South Kitchen in Philly or Time Restaurant. Shout out to Time Restaurant in Philadelphia. They have the best jazz music there.
Oh, yeah.
And I'll go by myself, and I'll just sit there and listen to jazz music. I'll get a hotel by myself, check in, and look for different lounges that just play jazz music because it's so therapeutic to your spirit.
No, it really is.
I mean,
though.
it's like
Very
your
calming.
brain releases all this dopamine.
Yeah.
You know, and everybody should definitely get into it.
Definitely. You know, some people might think they're too tough for that though.
I mean, I'm old school hip hop, so I'm DMX, Biggie Small, Jay-Z, Nas, all of that good stuff, Tupac.
Yeah.
And so I have my moments. Sometimes I need to listen to my hood music, 10 Crack Commandments,
Oh, you already know.
Yeah. But sometimes I want to listen to classical music, and I'm a music fanatic.
Yeah, me too.
Me too.
All day long. I feel like if the house is too quiet, I gotta turn on.
I can listen to anything but country.
I mean, I actually
I got
like
a couple of country tracks.
I like Jason Aldean. Yeah.
Now that I'm getting older, there's a few tracks.
Yeah, there's a few. I mean,
that
I
I really
still
fuck
love
with.
the Dixie Chicks.
Yeah.
People love to hate them because of their political views, but I love all their old school music. Dixie Chicks. I could be in the car bawling, crying, listening to the Dixie Chicks. I'm just a music lover. If it's good music, it's for me.
Exactly.
Yep.
That's how I look at it too. I'll listen to like the what's it called, like the best, like the top tracks of the country or the world what people listen to right now. And if I hear something that I like, I'll just add it. It doesn't matter what it is. I'll just listen. Yeah.
Yeah. So.
Yeah. Music is life, though. That's how it
Yeah.
is. But going back to the whole motherhood thing.
Okay.
What was like the best advice that you got about being a mother?
The best advice about being a mother is to marry the right person.
Yeah.
Yeah, marry the right person because you'll have a smooth motherhood. If you marry the wrong person, you're going to be a single married woman raising kids. And it will take an emotional toll off you. And you cannot be the mother that you truly want to be. And I'm talking to myself,
Yeah.
So that's what I learned. So if I'm going to mentor a young woman, and I have, and that's what I tell them, having somewhat of a partner who is somewhat mentally stable is so important because it'll help you through your motherhood path.
Got it.
If someone is toxic and not mentally stable,
Yeah.
you're going to struggle being a mother, So there's a lot of things that I had to kind of forgive myself. Sometimes we put ourselves in a situation, but we can't pull ourselves out of it because of the circumstances, So I had to actually learn how to forgive myself, because sometimes you don't know better,
Yeah.
And you're put in that situation and then you're trying to survive.
Right.
But then again, I mean, who was going to mentor me at that time,
True.
Our parents,
Yeah.
Right. Yeah.
as minorities, I think as minorities, we love our parents, right?
Of course.
Right. But they had their own toxic marital relationships,
Very.
right?
Very.
So we grew up watching that,
Yeah. And we grew up seeing a lot.
seeing a lot. So who do we have to mentor us to be an amazing mother or father?
Yeah. And that's the thing too. Like if with being minorities, it's like I've never had the conversation. Like it would be me just learning off like my experiences of my parents or seeing my friends' experiences with their kids or anything like that. That's the only knowledge I have going into it. When I become a father. So it's kind of like I've never sat down with my dad and been like, yo, what do I do when the situation comes? Or even my mom. My mom will be a lot easier to talk to.
Yeah.
But she's all the way in Africa. But like my stepmom, even I can't. It's like, can I really sit down with you and be like, oh, what can I expect to be being a father?
Because you grow up.
What should I do?
Yeah,
You know what I mean?
grow up and you become an adult and you realize that you know more than them, kind of, a little bit.
Yeah, but, especially with they don't really know the culture of like us growing up here. The culture is different than when they grew up. So it's like, especially my parents, they mostly grew up in Africa. So like coming here, I know American culture a lot more than they do. You know what I mean? So it's a lot different back home. It would be them raising kids back home or even coming here. They raised me and my brother here, so it's like raising us here. It's a lot different for them. They dress you differently. You know what I mean? And shit like that. They'll dress you differently than what the culture in America is and things like that. But yeah, it's like we do know a lot more than they do.
Yeah, we do.
And we have the technology
absolutely
to learn more than they had the ability to. So I think we are kind of at an advantage. So it's kind of, you can't really do I fault them in a way? No.
The thing is,
You
with
gotta kind
parents,
of forgive them a little bit in that. You know what I mean?
You gotta and you know what it is? I think that with especially minority parents or any parents that, you know, came from Africa or lived in Africa, or, you know,
Yeah.
I think that their struggle interfered with them being a parent.
Yes.
Period.
I agree.
Okay.
100%.
So remember, it's a whole cycle. It's a toxic cycle. This is all they know. So they grew up, they knew that being a parent is how their parents raised them.
Yeah. It's I provide, you have a roof over your head.
And you
Do
listen
what I
to
say.
us, we know more.
Exactly.
But why? But why can't I do that? Because I said.
Exactly.
You know, because don't question me.
Exactly.
But now we know as
Now we know.
adults that
Listen
when we
to your
have a
children.
child and our child says, why? You don't just say, because I said.
Mm-hmm.
It's okay to explain to your child, this is why.
so what I always believe is, like, our parents are perfect because they teach us what to do and what not to do when it comes to our kids. So,
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's definitely
Yeah.
you have to learn. You have to learn from them, you know. And it's in a way you kind of have to. Also, when you grow older, you forgive them.
You know, we're here because of them.
Yeah,
You're in this
exactly.
country because of them.
But
you
when
know?
you're in it growing up, damn, there's days when it's like, yo, I hate y'all, man.
yeah.
You know what I mean? But then is when you get older, it's like, all right, yo. As I'm grown, I understand.
Yeah, and you got to break that cycle.
Yeah, and you just have to break it. Yeah,
And I think as minorities, we're breaking that cycle.
yeah,
We're
definitely.
educated. We're going to school.
Exactly.
We have college degrees.
Yes.
You know, we speak
That's a
differently.
good thing. Oh, all three of us got college degrees.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah, let's do it. What's up?
We doing our thing. You know.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah.
You know, and I think a lot more minorities. I mean, you see it all the time. We're becoming more and more powerful.
Yeah, definitely.
You know,
definitely.
the more educated we become, the more powerful we become. You know, so our growth is not stunted like it was back in the day.
Yeah, for sure.
You know, we have so much more opportunities. You know, and unfortunately, our parents did not. They worked hard.
No, they did.
Oh, yeah,
they,
for
were-
You
they,
know, our parents worked hard. I remember my mom worked at a factory. You know, my father worked really hard. And imagine living in the projects or in the inner city and you're trying to raise your kids. And morally, you're trying to raise your kids, you know. And then they put the church in it because that's all they know,
so,
you know.
Exactly.
But, you know, I look at it as I have morals because of the church
Yeah.
and because the way they raised me, you know.
Yeah.
So they did the best job they knew how. So when you grow up and you become older, you appreciate that.
Yeah. No, you really do.
You know, you really do. And you just let go of the fact that they spanked the shit
All
out
that
of
anger,
you.
yeah.
And all that anger, you got to let that shit go. That's it. You still got those welts? No. You got to let it go.
Yeah, you do. You do.
know?
And I definitely, when I was younger, I could look back and be like, damn, I'm never going to forgive him. But,
Yeah.
And I got older and I'm like, oh, all right. I get it. You know, you kind of rational, you know, you kind of, you understand it more, you know, where they were coming from or anything they had to deal with. But, and especially with, you know, our parents being foreign is like, they don't seek like any type of help if they have problems. It's more of a hold it in, take it out on your kids. If
Well, that's what it was. And then in the
Yeah.
morning after, you know, they were done whooping your ass. They would try to apologize they wouldn't hug you or kiss you.
No.
You hungry?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Yeah.
You
on the
hungry?
table, yeah.
Come on, let me take you to McDonald's real
Exactly.
quick.
So-
Buy you the fries, you know?
Yeah. So it's like they didn't have the kind of you know, ways to get help as we do now. Whereas if you know you have problems, you therapist or
Oh, yeah.
anything like we could talk to a therapist through the computer. You don't have to go to an office.
Listen,
type of-
I'm all for therapy. I went to
Yeah.
see a therapist for a year and a half.
yeah.
I went to see a therapist. She was like, okay, you're done. I'm done with you. Like, that's it. I didn't want to leave. I loved it so much. Everybody needs therapy.
I don't think it was.
Oh, it's the best
just
thing
me.
I ever did.
I
for
don't think
myself.
it's for everybody. And
Oh,
I feel like I'm one of those people it's not for.
You know what? Maybe not. But for me, it was. It was
Yeah.
the best thing I ever did for myself. When I walked away from my marriage and I went to see a therapist.
Yeah.
That's the best thing I ever did for myself. Yeah, I learned a lot. I learned like WYD, what are you doing? You know, I didn't know anything about those text messages and, you know,
Oh, okay.
dating life and shit. I thought it was going to be great. I thought that, you know, okay, let me go on this dating app. I'm going to find my second husband. My mindset is different now, by the way.
Yeah.
You run into a bunch of weirdos.
I don't think
on
about
those
marriage anymore. You know, but I'm like, holy shit, there's a lot of creepy people out there. I didn't know that. Someone
Full of all
should have told
creeps.
me.
Full of all creeps.
It's a cesspool out there. It's disgusting.
Women and men.
Yes.
Because women, I'm not trying to
Oh
defend
no,
women.
yeah, it's bad.
Women
It's
are
really
worse.
bad.
I think women are worse, especially
bad.
women narcs.
Because they could get away with it.
A woman will put you in jail.
Yeah.
She'll just lie about everything.
That's why you gotta be careful, especially being black. Like you have to be careful.
Yeah.
Yeah, you
Trust
have to
me.
be, because you'll be done. Like one lie and you're fucked.
Well, that's it.
Yeah.
Forget it.
Yeah, definitely.
Oh, I got a question.
Go ahead.
So, is there anything that your mom probably like did that made you a certain way that you are now? So, like for example, for me, when I was younger, because a lot of people say I have nice handwriting, and they ask how did that happen. So I'm like when I was younger, I used to be like real messy with my homework, and I used to try to do it quick just so I could go outside and play with my friends or whatever. The one day my mom checks my homework, messy, erased the whole thing. It's like, you ain't going nowhere until this is neat and I can read it. So from that day forward, my handwriting just been like that.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
I have the worst handwriting, but that's amazing. That's good. Penmanship is very important. A lot of people don't have that these days.
Really is.
Nobody really writes anymore.
Right, yeah.
You know? Seriously.
That's
You
true.
talk onto the phone's microphone.
Yeah.
It's a
And
mess,
it'll
but that's what I
type
do.
for you.
You know what? My mom and I are very, very different. We're so different. But one thing about my mother, if I call I don't do it anymore, but back in the day or even a few years ago, whatever I need from my mother would take out a whole loan for me.
Oh yeah.
My mother, my parents, my mother, if I need, let's say I don't ask her for that, but let's say I needed $1,000. My mother will find that $1,000, and she don't have much.
Yeah.
And I am the same way with my kids. Whatever they need. My daughter, forget her. If she asks me, she don't ask me for much, but if she did, I would do this. That's what my mom taught me. Yeah. My mom's always been there for me.
Yeah.
Even now, I don't need anything, but she'll send me, oh, here's $50 so you can buy yourself. She knows I like sneakers or stuff like that, you know, or whatever. Or go to your favorite restaurant.
Right.
Even though when she comes, so I'll take it. But now when she comes to visit me, I spend so much money on her. I'll save that money that she gives me.
Right,
you
yeah.
know?
Yeah.
But she's a giver. So I learned how to be a giver.
Gotcha.
That's what I learned. And I learned that from my dad too. They're both givers. Yeah.
Oh, that's good.
Yeah,
Two parents that are givers. That's good. That's good.
Yeah.
Yeah. So what is what we talk about since this is Mother's Day episode? What is like your your best memory with your kids from Mother's Day?
For Mother's Day, just when they used to write cards, they used to make the cards for me, you know, and draw these special cards and come up with these really nice ideas, or, you know, bake. My daughter would always bake something for me. So I miss all that, you know. I still have everything, every card they ever made.
What's your favorite one? If anything sticks out.
Yeah, my youngest son, he lives in Hawaii. He's in the Navy. He used to always write me these Mother's Day cards, and I have all his cards saved. Yeah.
That's dope.
Yeah.
And what about Mother's Day with your mother?
Oh, I mean, it's always going out to eat, you
Yeah.
know. That's what I would always do with her. We would always go to a restaurant to eat.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Did you do Mother's Day with your grandmother?
You know, my grandmother actually, my daughter, oh, what did I say that? I think it's the Ciroc. Hold on, let me take one last one.
I ran out of mine, so I was gonna make another
This
one,
was
but I'm
good.
like,
I don't know.
I'm gonna chill out before I get too lit.
This is some good stuff right here. I'm like, I'm going to have to take a picture of all this, but I'm sorry, what was the question again?
Your grandmother, did you do Mother's Day with your grandmother? Or?
I mean, with my grandmother, she was much older when I was little.
Okay.
My mother was one of the babies out of like 13 kids.
13, Jesus.
You know how it was back then.
Sheesh, I know.
They used
My,
to
my
spit 'em
dad
out.
is like one of like 20 or some
Oh,
shit.
I believe
my,
that.
my grandfather was a menace.
Yeah. So I'm unfortunately, yeah, they be going in way into their like they be 80 still having kids.
Yeah,
you know,
wild.
yeah, yeah, like Robert De Niro.
Yeah, you
was
just saw
he
that.
just had a
Yeah,
baby.
he's like 79.
Just had his
Just had a kid.
Hey, man, if I'm rich and I shit,
It's all part of the
if
legacy.
it still works, I'm, hey.
Yeah,
That day.
I mean, come on now. If I'm a 20-something-year-old, yo, we good, yo.
yeah.
That's great.
Hey,
Make sure the kids are taken care of. That's all that matters. Make sure the kids are taken care of.
Right,
yeah,
right.
That's it. She's for the bag.
Yeah, yeah. She's set for life.
Shit. I mean, too bad I can't give him a baby, but you know, if I could.
That man got, well,
Yeah.
if he hasn't blown it, he has hella money. So,
Yeah.
like, you know, she's set for life. But the only thing is, you know, having the father who could probably play with the kid when the kid goes a little older. That's probably, but she could find one.
That kid will be fine.
Yeah,
Yeah,
definitely.
you know, he can
She'll
look at the
find herself
movies.
something one.
He'll
Yeah.
look back at all the
Word.
movies and he'll be fine.
Right.
But anyway, yeah. So my grandmother, the only memory I have of my grandmother is just visiting her after school, and she was very much older when I was little. So, I mean, you know, so yeah. But she was very loving. My grandmother, very loving. She lived to be, I think she was like 92. She passed away, but you know, she was very Pentecostal.
Okay.
So, you know,
Old school.
back to the "you're gonna burn in hell."
Right,
Every time I
yeah.
walked in,
Doing some shit.
I'm like,
yeah.
what did I do? Because I had lipstick on.
Oh, okay.
I shaved my legs, you know.
Yeah.
So, but other than that, she was very loving too,
Yeah.
though. Yeah.
Cool though. That's good. And for as for Mother's Day, what does it mean to you, Mother's Day? The day, and is it something that's like as important to you or no?
You know what? To be honest with you, especially now, like that my daughter lives with me and my grandson's with me all the time. Mother's Day is all the time. I spend a lot of time with them.
Yeah.
You know, especially my grandson. We are always out and about all the time.
Yeah.
So it's like for Mother's Day, okay, fine. We're always going to hibachi, but we do that all the time. You know, like we spend cuddle time. We watch movies together. We go out to eat all the time. You know, so we do a lot as a small family now. You know,
Okay.
all my other sons, you know, they don't live with me, of course, but as for my daughter, yeah, we do a lot together. So, yeah. But definitely we do plan though. Like, you know, she's like, Mom, what do you want to do? So we always go to Kome. And
Okay.
is it Kome,
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
In Bethlehem?
Kome,
That's our place.
Yeah.
Every Mother's Day. But I'm like, can we switch it up and like go to Dorney
somewhere
Park or
else.
something?
Yeah.
So we might go to Dorney Park because Sterling, that's what he wants
Yeah.
to do. So,
So does she? You know, what I mean, since she's a mother, is it just something you guys just do like joint because you know you're both moms, or is it like she's doing it more for you, or you know?
no, we do it for each other.
It's for each other.
Yeah.
That's good.
Yeah, we do it for each other. But she always does more for me though, my mother.
Yeah.
My daughter's very she'll give me the most beautiful card.
So she's a giver as
She's such a giver.
well. Passed down, huh?
Oh my God. She is such a giver. Like my daughter goes in.
Yeah.
She'll buy me stuff that I'm like, oh my God, you remember? That's so sentimental. You know, me, I go now these days I just go straight to the dollar store.
Yeah.
You know, she's like, it's nice, Mom, a dollar card, you know, but you know. But my daughter's a giver, man.
Yeah.
My daughter, yeah, she's great. I love her to pieces.
No, that's great.
Yeah.
I mean, speaking of that, I think it's a perfect time. We got you a little gift, so I might as well go get it for
Oh,
you.
that's
All right,
amazing.
hold on,
Thank
quick,
you.
Hold on.
You want me to ask another question while you get it?
Yeah, go ahead.
So the question is, what has been? All
Aw.
right, what are you most proud of in your motherhood journey?
Mother's Day bag.
Most proud. Oh, this is so nice. Thank you.
That's our little happy Mother's Day to you.
Oh my God, I love candles.
Yeah. All right, good thing we got
Is
you.
this an alcoholic beverage?
Oh no. It's a candle. It's a room spray.
Oh, I need that for the bathroom.
Yeah.
I like
And the candle's a mimosa candle, by the way. You know, we have to stick with
this
it.
is perfect.
Yeah.
Thank you so much.
We have to stick
Oh,
with
this is nice. This
with the
is
brand.
such a motherly gift. Damn, you guys went in.
Yeah.
Damn, look at this.
So it's
I'm gonna burn this.
The name is what's it called? Strawberry mimosa.
Oh, Sand and Fog. I love them. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Oh, I'm gonna burn this. I love candles. I'm always
figure,
burning.
get
Thank
you,
you. I appreciate it.
Yeah, no
I'm
problem.
sorry.
I got you.
Thank you. And the bag is so motherly too. Is that like a hummingbird? Oh, look how motherly this thing is. I definitely feel like a grandma. You got me feeling like a grandma. Look at this. I don't know if they can see, but there's a hummingbird and flowers, pink flowers, and that's nice. Thank you. It has glitter on it too.
Yeah,
Okay, I love this. This is amazing. Thank you.
You're welcome. You're welcome.
I'm sorry, what was your question?
So, what are you most proud of in your motherhood journey?
The most thing that I'm proud of is just never giving up on my children. You know, I had a lot of obstacles, right, in my family dynamic. But whenever those obstacles occurred, I was very aggressive when it came to solving the problem.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I was determined. You know, I wasn't perfect. No one is. You know, we always look back and say, "Gosh, what could I have done different?" You know. But no, nothing. You know, that was just my motherly path. You know, and so yeah.
So, yeah. What's that like when it comes to like being a mom? Is what's like the hardest part? You know what I mean? Because I know we talk about something really.
The hardest part is you're gonna encounter a lot of things being a mother. I mean, you know, you're gonna encounter a child being very ill and sick. I went through that, making sure that child goes through that and survives. You know, teenagers just being out in the world, there's a lot of drugs and things like that, you know, and I experienced that.
So what would be your advice for any mother that's or father that's listening right now that's raising a teenager?
Yeah, how they deal with that?
You have to set boundaries.
Yeah.
You can't allow a child to disrespect you. Okay. And if they're 18 and they're cursing at you, you just can't tolerate that shit.
Right.
You know, seriously. There goes the door. You know.
Oh yeah.
That's yeah. There's no disrespecting me in my house.
Okay.
There's none of that. There's no cursing at me. There's no disrespecting me. I mean, it's all about sage and candles.
Yeah.
Seriously. You know. You know, a lot of kids now though, I don't know, they're just so disrespectful, I guess, and they lack empathy.
I think in some of them situations it's just like kids raising kids. So it's like a little bit, you know what I mean?
No, I think it's our society now though.
As well.
You know, parents are scared. These kids are aggressive now. It's not like back in the day.
Yeah.
You can't, you know.
Back in the day, it was ruled by like an iron fist,
basically.
You know, so that's a hard situation. You don't want to abuse your kids, but you know, again, okay, you know, we go back to that. You know, I mean, kids are very disrespectful now. You know, parents have no control. But I would just say, you know, you have to set boundaries.
Yeah.
And unfortunately, if a child disrespects you, I went through that too, and he calls you out your name and then you just gotta say, get the hell out of my house. And unfortunately, I did that once upon a time.
Yeah.
You know, and we don't have the best relationship right now. Would I do that again? Yes. Because you're not going to disrespect me. So hopefully one day we can rebuild our relationship. But if we don't, it is what it is. I'll forever love you. Yeah. You know. But I was not having it, you know. Same way like people, I mean, we kind of teach our kids, how to treat us, you know. And I think a lot of parents are scared. They're scared of, okay, so I have a child that's disrespecting me or an adult child, because a lot of times they're like adults and they're disrespecting you and they don't want to lose that child or lose that relationship. But I'm like, no. You're gonna disrespect me. You gotta leave. You're 18 years old. You can't disrespect me.
Yeah.
You know, imagine we did that to our parents.
No, ain't no way.
There's no way.
It wouldn't happen.
No way. I'll be in a graveyard.
Exactly.
You know, we do the best we can with our kids.
Yeah.
You know, I think now, like I said, we know better now. So we're going to do
Yeah, we
better.
do. Yeah,
We know better. Our mindset is different too now. So
definitely. And how would you like, I know, like you said, you raised, one kid this way and another kid like that, but how would you measure your success as a parent?
Like I said, I wish I always look back, and this was one of the reasons I went to see a therapist, because I wish I would have done somewhat better. But like I said before, sometimes it's hard to be that parent, that better parent, or that parent you always wanted to be, because that other parent or your spouse, your wife or your husband, they're not on the same page as you.
Mm-hmm.
You get what I'm saying? They don't have the same vision, or they're just not have that parenting skill that you want them to have.
Mm-hmm.
So it kind of interrupts the type of parent that you want to be. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah, I got you.
So, if you have one parent that's just toxic and just unhealthy mentally, it's going to be really hard for you to parent that other child. So we're going to start from the beginning. In order to be a successful parent, you have to be with someone that's going to be on that same healthy path, the same path of just being a healthy parent,
So were you that situation, were you the one that disciplined the kids, or were you the one that, like, let's say, if they wanted something, they will come to you?
Yeah, if they wanted something, they would come to me. Okay. Yeah, absolutely. But we didn't see eye to eye. We just didn't. It was hard for me to communicate with him when it came to our kids. He was West Indian. He came from the same background
Okay.
that you came from. So
Yeah.
some people come from that background and they become their parents.
That's it, literally.
And that's it. And that's the
Literally.
way they're going to parent.
Yeah.
But did it work for you? No, because you're effed up because of it. So bro, break that cycle, know.
Yeah,
And
if you don't recognize it, it can really mess you up really bad. Yeah.
Oh yeah. So then, but then you have someone like you guys, I can feel your energy, you're at the right path, and hopefully. I mean,
you never know until the kids pop out,
No, I mean, so
Yeah.
yeah. It's hard. And I think now it's hard being a parent. I can't imagine.
Definitely.
With social media
Oh
and
my
everything, you got soft porn and shit on Instagram.
You're battling so much.
Your kids have access to all of that shit. Now,
Exactly.
back in the day, we used to have to break into our parents'
Computers and stuff. Yeah.
computers.
Had to get
or
past
their-
firewalls and all that.
Yeah, or their safe. They had the box where they had these porn cards. I don't know if you're, you used to find shit, and that was just pictures or little magazines. Yeah,
Magazines, yeah.
forget it. You don't need all that.
I know. It's crazy. It's crazy we went through all that era, though. Like, all those eras we went through, we got to see it all. Like, you went, you talking about the cards. Like, for us, it was like the magazines. Then it went to the computer. And now it's just like you're on Instagram, and it's just like, it's everywhere.
There, yeah.
Billboards everywhere. You know what I mean? So
Yeah, it's everywhere, so it's hard. It's hard.
yeah, it really is.
It's hard for parents. It really is. But I think if two parents are on the same page and they're both somewhat mentally healthy, because not everyone's perfect.
Yeah, no, it's very true.
Everybody has their issues, but if they're somewhat mentally healthy and they're both on the same page when it comes to raising their kids, you're going to have somewhat of you're going to be a successful parent somewhat. Sometimes you can be the best parent in the world, and there's going to be that one child that's just going to be effed up and toxic.
Definitely.
Something's wrong with that child.
Yeah, for sure.
But if two parents are on the same page, you're good.
Not true.
Yeah. So that's why it's important that you guys don't have children yet, and when you do find your wife,
Yeah.
she has, you guys have a lot of the same, like, similar things when it comes to just the type of parent that you want to be, so. And to make sure you also find out about their background.
Oh,
You
yeah,
know,
for
how were
sure.
they raised? That's important.
That is very important.
You know, a
Very
lot of people
important.
could be like, yeah, I had two very toxic, abusive parents, but I'm good.
Yeah.
They'll sugarcoat that shit. And then you're married them within 6 months, because I feel like 6 months is not enough time for you to really know somebody. And then you
Not at
realize,
all.
like, oh shit,
Right. Yeah.
this person is toxic. That's a full blown narcissist.
Yeah.
Oh shit, she lied to me.
Yeah,
You
yeah.
know?
Yeah.
So-
That's very true. I'm a big believer in taking your time with people to get to know them.
It's very important.
Yeah, I
People want to
appreciate
rush
it.
into it and
Yeah.
shit. They with somebody
But
2 weeks.
They feel they're on a. I think society makes a lot of people feel like they're on a time limit. You know what I mean? Like,
I feel like, especially women feel they're on a time limit
Yeah,
because they
well,
need to
no.
hurry up and have a baby.
Exactly.
Men could take their time,
yeah,
you
well,
know.
that's what I always say. I'm like, yo, I could be 45 and find me a
A man,
28-year-old and I'll be
not
straight.
a woman.
Yeah.
You know, women are their clock is clicking.
Yeah. They don't.
But,
They
but
need to.
because of that, it's like they put the pressure on. Like, you meet a girl now that's 29 or something like that.
Mm-hmm.
She's putting the pressure on you. Like, yo, what do you want? What are we doing? What do you want right now?
Yeah,
It's been
'cause-
6 months. What are we doing? Are we about to get a house, get married, have kids, this and that?
I
Because
mean,
of
but
the time.
back in the day, that's how it was. Back in the day, you could be with somebody for 4 to 5 months. I said they engaged and they got married,
It's
and
crazy.
but now it's
Then
different.
you hate them and sleeping in different beds. I have so many friends that I know their parents are sleeping in different rooms, and that's terrible.
Yeah.
But
I
they're
know
still
people-
together.
Yeah, I know people now that are living like that.
That's insane to me.
Yeah.
I would never. Before that even happens, I'm like, yo, nah, we gotta leave.
Yeah,
Yeah.
We gotta break up.
Mm-hmm.
And to me, that's something I can never I can't ever deal with. You know what I mean?
yeah. No. Trust. I mean, yeah. I mean, absolutely.
Yeah, I've always said you should at least get to know. You shouldn't really, let's say, make it official with somebody until, like, let's say at least you've had your first fight to see how they are. You know what I mean? Like, if you haven't had a fight with that person and then you're like, yo, we're getting engaged, like,
Yeah.
You
That's
know,
crazy.
you need to have a fight.
You might get a
need to go on vacation.
yeah, you might get a fight and she's slashing your tires, and you're like,
you
yo,
need to
what
bring
the
that
fuck?
person around your family.
Yeah.
See whether or not they're an introvert, extrovert. What is it, an ambivert? Because there's so many verts, right? Either
Yeah.
like so many verts these days.
is a lot of
Everybody's
verts.
like, shit. There's some verts.
I know intros and extras. I don't know anything outside
Because
of that.
I'm both.
Right.
I like to be alone.
Yeah.
And I love people.
There's incels. Incels are
Oh, maybe I'm an incel.
the dudes that no, you're not.
What is
That's-
that?
You don't want to be an incel.
I'm trying to figure myself
Incels
out.
are they're the dudes that can't get girls, like, and so they don't know how to like really deal with girls.
There's another name for that though.
No, it's incels. They're the ones that they'll go like, if you've ever seen like, there's extreme incels where they'll shoot up, they'll go do like a mass shooting, right?
Oh wow.
And it'll be like because of that.
Because of a girl.
No, because they can't get girls.
Oh, because they can't.
Yeah, they can't get girls.
Oh.
Yeah, those are incels. Like they're inside. That's it. It's like, and then they find other incels online, and they have a group. Like it's a lot to it. I listen to a lot of murder podcasts. So
I gotta watch that podcast. That's
So-
interesting.
So what you were saying, so how you say you're both? I know people that say I'm like the most extroverted introvert.
Yeah, that's me. I love being by myself sometimes. I don't want to be bothered. I don't want to talk to nobody.
Right.
I can't wait to be home. I mean, I've taken a flight to Colorado, rented a car, and drove by myself all the way to the Rocky Mountains.
So here's a incel. So definition of incel is a member of an online community of young men who consider themselves unable to attract women sexually, typically associated with views that are hostile towards women and men who are sexually active.
That's crazy.
So like they hate men who could get girls and they hate women because they can't get women.
That's crazy.
That's an
Crazy.
incel.
Now, are they attractive people or not attractive?
It could be attractive, but they just, maybe their personality is off and they can't get girls. Like it depends. It's certain, I don't know.
Wow,
It
that's
depends.
interesting. There's a lot of
Yeah.
weird people out there.
There's a lot.
though.
There's a lot. I'm telling you.
There's so much out there.
So
You know,
much.
Weirdos.
You can find but you could. The nice thing about these days, you can find your own community though, online.
you know, like I said, when I got on these dating apps,
telling you.
I mean, I was like, oh shit. When I first got on, I'm like, okay, good. I'm gonna meet somebody.
Yeah.
I'm like, what?
If I could ask, what dating sites did you use?
So my daughter says, Mom, don't do Tinder.
Yeah, everybody will tell you that. Don't do that.
Okay, Mom, you won't
no-go.
survive.
Yeah, you won't.
You know.
Yeah.
So I
Yeah,
did
you
do
won't.
Tinder.
There'll be a lot of dick pics in your shit if you used to.
You know, and it's after
Just
a
gotta be
while,
ready for
you're
that.
just like, you know, it's funny. Like when you're younger, you got a dick pic, like you're like, wow. When you get older, I'm like, listen, I just want someone that can, you know, just chill with, watch a good movie with, go hiking with, you know,
Yeah.
listen to some live music with, you
Right,
know
yeah.
what I mean? But I did Bumble.
Hey, Bumble's the shit though. Shout out to Bumble, yo.
Bumble-
Yo, give me a contract, bro. No, you know. So recently, I seen Bumble gives a lot of the college athletes, the girls, they give them a lot of sponsorship.
Yeah, I did Bumble, and actually, I met someone on Bumble years ago.
Bumble's the shit, man.
I call him my young buck. Shout out to you. Yeah,
Yo,
we're
shout out to
still
Young Bug.
young buck, and he called me Cougar Babe. He'll probably
yeah.
watch that, but yeah. So he was younger than me. He was like 13 years maybe
Yeah.
younger. So I got to experience that.
I had that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was healthy. It was a great experience.
Yeah.
I learned a lot, you know. But that was very healthy, you know. But then I'm
Very.
like,
Yeah.
yeah, it was
Very.
healthy. But I'm like, you don't have kids. You've never been married.
That's the same
You
thing.
know,
Yeah.
you need to experience. You know, I hope you can find that. You know,
Yeah.
so yeah. So then I dated. I think like in probably close to 6 years, I had just 2 relationships. That's it.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, everybody else scared me. Yeah, I dated. I went out to dinner, and then after that, I would just hurry up and block them. There was a lot of people with issues,
Wow.
you know.
Yeah.
But I enjoyed eating, so I put on some weight because of it. You know, I would just after that, I would just pick all these different restaurants. I had a whole list
Oh, so
of
you just
restaurants. I became
so
actually
you got
like
to the point where it was just like, yo, I'm gonna just go. I
I
wanna go to
became a
this restaurant.
serial restaurant dater. I don't know. Is there such a thing?
No,
for
no,
that?
no, no. That's okay. So
I didn't know
and
until
then
I
there was-
became one.
Yeah. So there's a lot of girls that you wouldn't meet that's like that. So then
Mm-hmm.
what most of us dudes that aren't really trying to do that, what we get is that we'll find ways to do it something very simple. So like let's say you take them on like an ice cream date instead of like
That's
going
what
to
they
dinner.
do. Yeah.
Yeah,
But I
because-
somehow convinced these guys to take me out to these expensive restaurants.
Yeah, see that's crazy.
Yeah, I mean they were spending like probably over $200.
See,
So I like to eat good food. Like I want the octopus salad.
Get the ice
You
cream
know,
with the
I'm-
sprinkles. that's all you get over here. And a walk in the park.
You know, you're a smart man.
Yeah,
You're very smart.
Like,
yeah.
I don't know what you looking for, yo.
I
Like,
remember one time, I'll never forget this one guy, and I went on a date with him.
Yeah.
I think he was like an attorney or something, you know, geeky black guy. Because I for some reason I like geeky black men.
Yeah.
I don't know what it is. You know, it's shout out to all the geeks. I just love it.
Shout out to y'all.
What? Because I'm like what is it? Sapiosexual.
Oh, sapiosexual. Yeah,
Is that the
that's-
right way to say
Yeah.
it?
Everybody's
They say-
attracted to the mental.
God, I love
Yeah,
that
yeah.
stuff. That should have had me like you're swinging from the pole. But anyway, so I went out to dinner with this guy. We were just chopping it up, and we were talking, laughing, and I remember I'm eating. The food was so good, and he was like, "Yeah, you know, I'm about to have my first baby, and I'm eating."
What
I
the
said,
fuck?
"What? And you didn't tell me this before?"
Yeah.
So I was like, "Oh, okay. Are you guys still together?" "No, we're not together." I had met her online, and it was like a one night stand thing, and I'm like, "Oh God,
Happened to my cousin too.
really?
Yeah.
Wow." So I'm eating, and I'm like, "Shit, I'm gonna finish my
And walk
my
out.
meat." No, I wasn't done. I ordered to go. I ordered dessert. I ordered coffee. I
Yeah.
went in. I was like, "How dare you not tell? I'm gonna eat, and I'm gonna order to go."
Yeah.
Right.
And by the time I got to the car, he was blocked
Yeah.
on all ends.
Sheesh.
Yeah. So I had a lot of experiences like that, you know.
That's
so
crazy.
I had times where I went on a first date and you know, guys would ask me, "Can I go half?" You know, on the first day. I'm old school, so you know, I don't do half on the first date. I remember little man, wherever you are, because you're blocked, but he was like a teacher.
Yeah.
You know, smart guy, you know. He's like, "Can you just go half on our bill
That's crazy.
on our first
And what do you
date?"
say?
I said, "Sure," you know, because I don't like conflict.
Yeah.
And then he said, "Oh, and can you give her at least 25% tip?" I'm like,
Yeah.
"Not only do you want me to go half, you want me to give her 25%?
on top of that,
I'll
too.
do that."
Yeah.
And then after the day, he was like, you're everything I've been looking for. I'm so happy. I'm just dying to get to the car.
Oh shit!
Really?
The one I'll pay. That's why.
Exactly.
He says, you're everything. I can't wait for our next date. I swear to God, I don't think I even made it to the car.
You was already checked out. You was like, I'm already done with this.
No, I don't think I got to my inside my Jeep.
Yes.
And he was blocked.
Yeah.
But then he found me on Facebook.
Yeah.
Oh Lord.
And then he found me on WhatsApp.
Oh,
and
nice.
I kept blocking him.
Lord.
If you're everything he's looking for, he's definitely trying.
So he, a man will freaking, he'll climb Mount Everest.
That's
to try
funny.
It don't matter if you block him.
He found a girl that's.
Yeah.
That's probably that might. You know what? That might have been his go-to line to see
Yeah.
if you're the girl that he's looking for. He might use that line on a lot of girls to see like, oh, is she gonna go half? She goes half, and she pays the tip too. Oh, that's for me right there.
Yeah, so I blocked him everywhere. Everywhere. At that point, I said, damn.
Yeah, I don't blame you for making that move though. Because it seemed like you didn't want no confrontation. You were just kind of like, all
No,
right,
I'm not gonna argue with them.
Yeah.
But I'm like, damn, this is how it is.
Oh yeah, the dating scene is tough.
It's brutal. It's
Wow,
brutal.
out
You
there.
gotta be emotionally strong.
Oh
Yeah.
you. I think when you go through it a couple times, you kind of build like a wall, and you're like, all right, I know what I'm about to get myself into. Let's go do it.
I had dating fatigue. Like
Yeah.
I was nauseous, felt sick.
Really?
Oh yeah, that shit is exhausting.
Yo,
I'm older
fatigue
now.
is hilarious.
I had dating fatigue. That shit was like, I'm
Yeah.
just tired of it. And I went on a lot of just dinner dates. And I have to say, I'll say this: I grew up in the streets, but I'm not for the streets. I like being out in the streets, but it's not for me.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
It's just too much for me emotionally. It's just too much. And then a lot of these dating coaches would be like, well, just date at least 4 or 5 men. How do you
Have you have time?
how do you it's like the same shit. So at one point I would like meet someone online or start talking to them.
Yeah.
So I had on my notes, I put together a few paragraphs.
What their name?
No,
Was it like homework?
my introduction.
Oh, so you copy and paste?
Oh, I had several paragraphs.
Okay.
It's like a resume. Like a resume.
I got you.
Right? So I went in my notes. I said, you know what? This is exhausting.
So when they say, tell
So
me
I
about
would
yourself.
tell me about yourself. So everybody got that same 3 to 4 paragraphs.
Holy shit.
Hi, my name is Denise. I grew
Dating
up.
resumes.
Literally, everybody got the same thing.
I can't even be mad because what I did a couple of times, I would go, if like somebody asked me a specific question and I already answered it with somebody else, I'd go back into that other message, copy, paste.
Yeah.
boom. I never
Yeah.
saved it on my phone though, but it would always be like,
Oh, no.
I knew where the answer was.
Yeah.
And I'll go back and go
Nope.
get it, boom, copy, paste.
I had it in my notes. Everybody got the same thing over and over and over again.
Yeah.
It was exhausting.
It
You
is,
know?
yo. It gets like that after a while.
Yeah.
This
So,
dating thing is trash.
yeah, my heart
It's rough
breaks.
out here.
My heart breaks for this generation.
Oh,
No, seriously.
God.
It's just terrible. Like I hear all the young women too, women and men, because women love to blame men. But women are,
They're ruthless online.
Okay.
Yo, they
Listen,
are ruthless.
women have mastered the game.
Oh, absolutely.
Yes.
Online,
100%.
The women,
Online women are
are
the best.
savages.
they're the best
100%.
online.
I don't know how they do it, but they're
the
cold.
best. It's-
Yeah.
They're
I have friends who, yo, I'm hungry. I need some food. Boom. They'll hit up one dude. Boom, easy. They got
Yeah.
dinner.
yeah.
Then they'll hit up another dude. Yo, I feel like I want this tonight. Hit up a dude. Boom. They'll take them out to that. And they don't have to give nothing up. It's just like the opportunity for the guys to be able to actually see them in person.
The simps.
That's it.
Yep.
Yeah.
There's a lot of simps out there. You know, I
But
could.
they're masters. Is for some of us guys who actually like trying to actually find somebody, it's like you end up getting those type of women, and then it's like I think they'll figure it out real quick. You know what I mean? They'll like, he's not gonna be one that can easily go get a. He wants to go take me to the park and take a walk so he can actually talk to me and shit instead of wants to go to dinner. You know what I mean? That type of shit. So
Yeah, like if I was a man, I'd just buy a whole tent. Seriously,
oh man,
I'll buy a whole tent
yeah,
and some baby wipes and call it a day.
yeah.
And some canned food, seriously, and some wood, and you know what I mean.
Yeah, yeah.
There you go. Okay, and then we're gonna talk about it. But
Yeah.
women don't want that though.
Nah, they don't want that. They don't want that. The internet has told them, yo, you deserve for a man to spend $1 billion on you on the first date.
Yeah, and now these women, they have all that BBL stuff.
Yeah.
It's so affordable now with financing. Everybody has
Exactly.
that fake booty, which is
Exactly.
nothing wrong with that. But
That
actually,
one
I
you
heard
say
a
that
lot of
dudes
guys
need to
don't.
spend like $5,000 on the first date.
No, we got like basketball players out here. And what's his name?
Oh
The
Lord,
Warriors.
oh Lord Almighty,
He spent $500,000 on a girl on the first date.
guy's crazy, yo.
I mean, a basketball player, yeah.
Jordan Poole's out of
Jordan
control.
On Ice Spice, you know Ice Spice.
Ice Spice.
You know Ice Spice, right?
Oh, the girl
carrot
with
head.
the red, the
Yeah,
carrot
yeah,
head.
yeah.
She's. I mean,
She's cute, but she's a hood booger. But
a hood booger.
yeah, she is.
Yeah, she looks like a little hood booger.
Yeah, but she's cool though. She's cool.
I like her music, to be honest with you. I
yeah.
listen to.
Yeah,
her.
I heard she was like half African. I was like, I dislike you less now.
Yeah, she's cool though. I fuck with her. She has like a really dope personality. and shit.
Yeah.
I fuck with her.
I've heard.
But
Well, he got the money to spend that kind of money.
still
So
500 G's on the first.
500 G's on the
Crazy.
first date
That's
is
how you
wild.
You setting a different type of precedent.
That's a
you know what I mean?
that's a dangerous precedent.
That shit don't work out. Now the next dude that she meets, you know,
It's got to be at least 501.
You can only imagine. That's the way he has to deal with now.
yeah, I mean, there's a lot of women out here. They have a McDonald's salary, right? And they want a man who makes 200,000.
Exactly.
This is a whole different era, though. Women be like, a lot of men. Men who make that kind of money, most of them do not want a broke woman.
They don't.
Do
No.
not. Seriously. I
And if
know-
they do, it's so that they can control them.
Yep.
Shout out to Kevin Samuels. I know a lot of women hated him, but there was a lot
Yo,
of
Kev got a lot of love on this pod,
Yeah.
especially from me.
I was one of those women that I used to listen to him,
Yeah.
but a lot of, he was brutal.
I used to listen to him at work. I'm like, yo, Kev, go.
He,
Get him.
he was brutal.
He was just keeping it 100 though.
Like, yo, you 5'6", you ugly, and you got 3 kids. No man wants you. Like, thank you, Kev.
I mean, it was hurtful, but you know what?
Tell the truth.
I was like,
the ones that used to
but
have
you
me
know what?
laughing.
A lot of women, I think, started improving a little bit because of his harsh words.
Yeah.
I'm one of them. I was like, damn, I gotta step
The
it
funniest
up a
would be
little
you
bit.
would ask them what they would rate themselves, and they would say they're like an 8 or something. He'll just stare at them.
Yeah, he's like an 8. An 8?
I mean, like I said, a lot of these women, they want these men that make all this money. But I feel like a lot of men now, if they're successful, they want a woman who's successful too.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Yes.
You
Unless you're in your early 20s and you guys are both in college, and you both have to have the same goals.
exactly.
But if you're 40 years old and you're not on that same level as that man,
Exactly.
so
Yeah. That's it. That's where it is right now. I seen the video on Instagram where I forget who the lady is, but it was an older lady, and she was I think she was getting interviewed, and she asked the younger woman that was interviewing her like, "Oh, would you date a bus driver?" And the girl's answer was, "Oh, I would date him only if he owned a bus company or some shit, or if he
That's
owned a
wild.
bus."
Yeah.
And I'm like, and she's like, "What the fuck?" Like,
Yeah.
this is exactly what the problem is.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm in a relationship now for the first time, and he's a good person. And I don't have him splattered all over Instagram, because I feel like there's
As it
no
should be.
reason.
We have a friend that does the same thing. She'll post him. And she'll cover his face with
Yeah.
an emoji.
He's in my stories, okay,
Yeah.
and we're building our relationship, but he is a good person,
So
what you want.
I've said is like I feel like if I'm gonna be in a relationship, all I want you to know is that we're together. And y'all don't need to know nothing else.
No, that's it.
That's it.
And people didn't know. I've been with him probably for over 7 months. And
Nice.
no one has met him yet. The way I see it now, what's meant to be will be for me. I live in the moment. I live for today and I plan for the future. I'm hoping that he is my forever. So we'll see. But I'm no longer, a lot of people just become desperate. They desperately have to be with someone. You know what I think, what I've learned, this is what I've learned. Like, I have mastered loving me and loving being by myself. So
Yo, let me get hold on.
yeah.
Say it again for the people, please. And we just had this talk.
Yes,
gotta
we
bring
did.
that back.
We did.
I have mastered loving me and being by myself.
Exactly.
So, a couple of years ago, I've always wanted to take a trip just by myself. Like I love Colorado, so I love
Denver is like the best place ever.
man. So this is what I did. I said, okay, Denise, this is what you're gonna do. I flew into Denver. I rented a car for 5 days. I hiked by myself.
Did you go to Pikes Peak?
No, I did not. But I went to Boulder, Colorado,
Okay.
Red Rocks.
Okay.
And then I got in my car and I drove into the Rocky Mountains.
Yeah.
I drove up the mountain by myself.
That's dope.
I went hiking and drinking beer. I love beer, but I had to come back. But
Oh, you should have told me, bro.
oh man,
Coronas.
oh,
Would have been sipping beer.
and it was the best me time.
Yeah.
I didn't want anybody with me, and I loved every minute of it. I sat by a bar. I was talking to different people, chopping it up with people I didn't know, and just there would be like breweries on the side of these mountains in
Colorado got a lot of
It's so
breweries.
dope.
It's like PA.
You
Lot
got
of
these
breweries.
people hiking that look like that. My God. I mean, it was just amazing. It was
Yeah.
just the best experience. People smoking pot on the trail.
Hey.
I didn't smoke because I'm in the medical field, but
Bro,
it
I was
was
smoking out in Denver. Oh my god.
yeah, I wish I could.
It's legal out there, so you know what I mean.
So when I
No
came
shit.
back, I said, if I can do that by myself, then after that, it was a wrap. Yeah, it was a wrap. You got to master it, and then after that, I'll take short trips by myself. I'll book a trip, and sometimes I don't even post any of that because it's nobody's business, and I'll just get on the plane and just go, I'll drive to wherever. I mean, I'll drive to Virginia, Washington. I go hiking by myself. I get a hotel by myself.
Yeah.
Once you master that, then everything
else, yeah. Then you just attract whatever comes to you.
Anybody
you
else that comes
actually-
into your life is an addition.
Exactly. Yeah.
That's what you're looking for. I think a lot of people they want to find happiness in other people, and that's where you're gonna fail.
Speaking my language.
That's where you're gonna fail.
Yeah.
You
completely.
can't you can't put that happiness in other people. They're gonna,
Yeah.
people are gonna disappoint you. Your family's going to disappoint
100%.
you. Your friends are going to disappoint you. Your children are
'Cause
going to
nobody's
disappoint
perfect.
you.
Yep.
But you need to do right by you.
Exactly.
Once you do right by you and love you more, you've known yourself way more than you've known anybody else.
Exactly.
So, all that love that you want from someone else, you need to put that into you. Yeah. There you go.
Where were you last episode? I was trying to give it to him. I was trying
I
to
just
give it
need
to
to
him
be a
last
partner at this point.
I was trying to give him that same thing last week.
Yeah.
Because I'm really big into the, finding yourself. Like I say, I think every single person in this world should live by themselves for at least 2 years.
Oh, I've been living by myself for a while now.
You know what I mean? So
Oh,
it's
yeah.
like at least 2 years, pay your own bills, learn your own responsibilities, learn who you are, date who you want, go where you want, do whatever you want to do for
Yeah.
at least 2 years before you actually settle down and do
Absolutely.
this whole life thing.
But men have mastered that for a long time.
I think we have.
Women have not.
Yeah.
And I think that's important for women to do because when you learn how to do that, you won't be as thirsty
Exactly.
and as aggressive
Exactly.
and as needy.
Yeah.
You won't be waiting for that man's, damn, he ain't text me yet. Girl, you just
Exactly.
spoke to him 15 minutes ago.
Exactly.
You know what I
And
mean?
he's busy actually trying to do some shit.
Right, yeah.
Yeah,
I mean?
yeah. So once you occupy yourself with self-love.
Exactly.
Seriously.
I like that.
Go
I like
go
that.
into you got to
Exactly. Yo, come
satisfy
on.
your
Occupy
soul.
yourself with self-love, you bums.
No, seriously. There's so many different meetups too now that women can do.
That app. All right. You know the app?
Of course I know
Yo,
that.
anybody out there? For anybody, earlier I said in the podcast, if you're bored, you're just not looking for your shit. That app,
Meetup.com.
that's the shit.
There's so many groups out
So
there.
many groups. You could do literally there's anything, especially around you. If you
Oh
live
my gosh.
in a city type of place like we do, so many groups out here that you could do. So anybody listening, if you're local or if you're in a big city, anywhere in the world, download Meetup, the app.
It's the best.
It is the best.
Seriously.
Yeah.
Yeah. So once you know, satisfy your soul, you occupy your time with self-love, and anyone else is just an addition.
That's facts.
Seriously, you won't be as thirsty. You won't be behind that person. Why you ain't text me? Why you ain't call me? You know?
Exactly.
And what's meant to be will be for you. And if it's not, then you keep it moving.
Yep.
Exactly.
You know, and then you know, everyone, you know, has a purpose. I think everyone has a purpose in your life.
Yeah.
You know, you take it as a life lesson.
Yeah.
You know, a lot of times, you know, especially women, they get so upset because that guy, oh, look what I regret ever dating him. Look what he did to me. And, you know, so, you know, it's just learn from it. It's
Right.
a life lesson.
He taught you some lessons that you probably need to learn, but you're not taking it.
Yeah, don't go dating a guy just like
Just
him.
like that.
Because
Exactly.
it's going to be a vicious cycle. 5 years later, you're going to be with the same type of man.
Yeah.
Find someone who's better than that person, you know, who's not as toxic, you know.
Exactly. Yeah.
So
I agree.
that goes for men and women.
And then
you know.
women. That's why I always tell people, like, when girls be like, "Oh, men ain't shit," I'm like, "Oh, girls ain't shit too."
Yeah.
You just have no idea.
Yes.
I mean, y'all just better at it than we are, but you know.
They were. I mean, women are the worst narcissists.
Yeah.
A woman will put you in jail.
Oh,
Seriously.
absolutely.
Oh, because you know
Absolutely.
they really, like, you know, empathize when it comes to women. So you know,
Yeah.
and now, like I said, I know women are just gonna hate me on this podcast, but women have learned to be savages.
They'll be alright though.
You know.
Yeah, no, they really have. It's just the generation they know. It's like you could say something or, you know, take them to court, use the baby against them. There's a whole bunch of ways where it's just like you could fuck him up completely just because he doesn't want you. You know what I mean? I have friends that have been through that. It's just he doesn't want the girl. Now she's like, oh, all right, bet. Now she's gonna
Yeah.
use the baby against him.
They do
This
that
and
too.
that, take him to court, say he did this and that.
It's crazy.
Yeah. It's crazy out here.
No, it really is, and so I mean, I think again, self-love is very important. You know, in my next chapter, you know, I feel like I don't know. I feel like it's just about me now, setting boundaries,
Yes.
loving on me,
Yeah.
big time. You know, and whoever's in my life, you're an addition to my life, and hopefully, you know, I can learn from you, and yeah, I mean. So that's where I'm at in my life. I mean, by now I should be very wise.
Right. Yeah.
Because if at 50 years old you haven't learned from your mistake, and you're not a wise woman or a man,
Yeah, you never
then
gonna
you're
learn.
you're failing yourself.
Yeah, true.
Because guess what? At 50, you're not halfway done. You'll be like, "Oh, I'm about to be. I'm 50. I'm half." No, halfway done was when you were 30.
Right. Yeah.
What's the average lifespan now?
Um,
70,
It's
maybe.
like in the
Yeah, it's probably in the
70s.
70s.
Yeah, so I have
Yeah.
another maybe. Let's just say, I mean, I would love to live to 90, 94, but that's not realistic. But, you know, you have another 20
Yeah.
years. So what are we stressing about? Mediocre shit,
Exactly.
you know?
Yeah.
Seriously.
Yeah, stress.
Situationships and shit.
Stress will take
You know,
you
we've
out.
all been in that situationship
Yeah.
that drains the crap out of us emotionally,
Exactly.
mentally, for what?
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know, shame on us for giving someone that much control
Yeah.
over our mind, our life.
Situationships are wild. People that put themselves through that is just it's insane. I'm like, why would you do that to yourself?
Yeah, but a lot of people get in a situationship and they don't realize they're in a situationship. There's women that are in a situationship and they really think they're in a relationship
And the guy knows. Nah.
because women really think they know the game. But guess what? No matter how much you want to be a savage as a woman and you think you know the game,
Somebody
the
always better.
man, no, the man is number one at the game, and he will forever be. You know,
Yeah.
because women and men are not the same.
Yeah. Why not?
Emotionally, mentally,
definitely not.
nothing. You can't compete with a man emotionally.
Yeah.
You know, I would love to be a savage, but I'm an empath.
Yeah.
Yes, right, okay.
I'm an empath. I try to be a little savage, but I'm like, no, I'm too
Yeah.
loving and emotional for that.
Right.
Men are built differently.
No, we are.
Period.
Our brains are completely built
Completely differently.
Yeah.
You know,
It's like we can do the detachment thing. We could do it the best.
I mean, that's all I read about. How can you guys do that? It's just the way you're wired.
That's all it is. And it's not something you're taught. It's literally just like natural.
It's
It's
natural.
built into you. So it's like,
Yeah.
if I know I need to detach from somebody, I can do it.
A lot of men can.
Yeah.
You know, until when a man truly loves a woman, though, it's a whole different. You know.
But if you, as a dude, I can speak on this. Is like, let's say if you go through like heartbreak like early on in your life, that being able to detach even from somebody you love,
because that one heartbreak.
yeah, it will stay with you for a long time.
Oh, I know.
Yes.
A
So
man
it's
will
like-
hold on to that shit forever.
Oh, hell yeah.
And there's
So-
a lot of women that are gonna suffer.
So you'll rather, like, even if you love someone, you'll rather disconnect yourself from them before you ever go through that heartbreak again.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, and it's just men. That's the way men. I learned that men. I saw this video and it was really interesting, and it said the guy in the video said a man will love one woman, but he will lust many women.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And that right there, I almost fell over.
It's we spoke on it. It's like more of a self-control thing. So it's like,
Yeah, I mean,
you
someone's
want a man who
character.
has a good character, good, has self-control, and you'll be fine.
Yep.
You know what I
Yeah.
mean?
Oh yeah, if a dude has high character, then,
if he
then
has
you
high
have nothing to worry
If he
about.
has
That.
high morals,
Yeah.
But if you find somebody who hasn't mastered that, then there's your problem.
But what I'm saying, mate, a man could lust many women and not cheat on the woman.
Yeah, yeah.
You know, it can
Exactly.
all be a thought
Exactly.
in his head.
Yeah.
You know, when he
I
sees
mean,
a woman.
it's all willpower at
natural.
that
Say,
point.
you go to
You know?
if you go open your Instagram and you see a fat, be like, oh goddamn,
Yeah.
it's a fat ass. Keep scrolling.
I actually like that. You know, I would want my man to be like, damn, she look good.
Yeah.
You know, I'm weird like that. So
Oh no, not many women are secure like that. Though.
Oh
That's
yeah, I
the
actually
thing.
like that. I'll be like, damn, she got a fatty. You know,
Yeah.
there's nothing wrong with that. You know, women are beautiful. You
Mm-hmm.
know,
Facts, yo.
so seriously,
My
women
God.
are just everything about them. Well, some women, you know.
Nah, I got a homegirl that's like that. Like she'll her man will be out. She'll be the one pointing.
Yeah,
out
that's
fat asses
that
and
would be
stuff.
me. If anything, he'll feel uncomfortable.
Yeah.
You know, because he'll be scared. But you know, but some women, if they're not secure,
Yeah.
and a woman could be a 10 and be insecure.
completely.
Oh yeah.
Completely.
Seriously, a woman could be a 10, and then you have Lizzo.
Nah, I'm gonna chill because you're gonna get me in trouble.
I mean, I don't even think we have enough time today. This was supposed to be a Mother's Day
You
episode.
might get me. I'm gonna just. Yo, I thought that comment would come from one of the guys we have on this pod.
I do have men tendencies.
Oh
I do
my
have men
god.
tendencies, so shout out to Lizzo for being so damn confident.
We've stayed away from that.
I mean, it's a toughie. I know a lot of women that love Lizzo. You know.
Yeah, we've stayed
you
away
know,
from that.
I
one.
mean,
Yes.
Yeah, we don't touch that.
big up. I mean, I'm big up to all the thick girls. I mean, I'm part of that thick girl group because I love beer and so, but I try to eat a lot of salads.
I'm there with you.
I just say I'm big bone. I was born that way, but there's no such thing. I just like to eat. But yeah, I mean, she's very confident.
No, she is though. I mean, her confidence is good. It's good for her, I guess.
Listen, if you thick and you healthy
That's
and
what I
your
always say.
cholesterol levels
Yeah,
are low
yeah.
As long as you're healthy,
and your blood pressure is 110/70
that's it.
and you don't have any, no hypertension, you're not
Yeah.
pre-diabetic, but you're thick,
Just be
you're
healthy.
good.
Good. That's it.
But if you thick and you promoting thickness, but you on all this medication, you need to stop.
Yeah.
Like seriously. Again, a lot of people are not gonna like me after today.
I haven't.
But it's the truth.
She keeping
Like,
it a
stop.
bean. That's it.
Seriously.
It'll be fun.
Yeah.
It is what it is,
Yeah.
So a lot of women be like, oh, I'm happy this way, No, you're not. No, you're not.
You're speaking my language.
You a damn lie. You you lying to yourself.
That's facts.
Seriously.
I agree.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's me. I be trying to
We all there though.
listen, I be trying to put that in my own head. When I end up putting a little weight. Oh girl, just go watch Lizzo. You'll be fine. And I tried. I tried to be hard, but then again I'm like, no, I don't feel good.
Right.
I don't feel my back hurt. I'm a triple D. That shit hurt. That
Right,
shit hurt.
right.
That's not healthy.
Yeah.
And the older you get, the worse it is, you know.
I've heard.
You know, so, you know. I mean, right now I'm like, okay, I'm a little pleasantly plump, but I know for health reasons, I don't have pre-diabetes. My blood pressure is 110/70, but I can't sit and say, oh my God, I'm full. I love myself, yes. You know, I look at myself, I'm like, damn, girl, you look good.
Yeah.
But I know I can do better.
Yeah.
And I'm working on that.
Okay.
You know, I've had salad all day today. I'm like, okay, Denise, you need to go back to, you know. But a lot of women, they just lie to themselves, you know.
But it can also be, you know, made worse by men who are like, yo, like you're amazing regardless. You know what I'm saying? It's like, instead of being like telling her the truth.
Oh, they enable it.
In order to get some pussy, it's like, yo.
Yeah, they enable us.
Men will say anything to get that punani.
Exactly.
Of course.
So that's where it can.
Listen, men will say anything.
Anything.
You can be a 14 and all they want are 15, 16. Okay. And there's a lot of beautiful big women. Okay.
Of course.
Shout out to them. But a man don't care about that.
Hell
They
no.
just care about getting. I mean, I'm not saying a lot. I'm not saying a lot of men. Some men.
Yeah.
Because I don't want to put all men into that category. But some men, they just want that one thing. So they'll say anything.
They're dogs. I've said it before. They're dogs.
Yeah. So, you know, I mean, you need to be healthy. I mean,
have to be. That's all it
because
is.
eventually all that, they're young, right? So you're young with all that unhealthiness. Eventually that is going to catch up to you. You're going to be 50 years old and boom, you have full-blown diabetes. You have hypertension. You have high cholesterol because you're carrying that excess weight. I think about that all the time.
Yeah.
You know, so, you know.
No, definitely. It's like for me, it was my dad. He has high cholesterol, so it's like early on he told me that was one thing he told me. He was like, yo, you are in sports, do all that. Make sure you stay with it. Eat healthy. Make sure you work out constantly. And so, I mean, that's one advice I definitely took from him.
Yeah.
I make sure I constantly, like, you know, I take fish oil, all that, just to keep my levels down on anything. So.
Yeah, I mean, not too long ago, I was pre-diabetic.
Yeah.
And I had to make some changes. You know, I said, I don't want diabetes. Diabetes is the worst thing.
Yeah.
You know, seriously. And as minorities, we're number one in coronary artery disease.
Yeah.
We have the highest rate of high blood pressure, which is hypertension. All of it. That's us. You know, because we eat the most unhealthiest. Our foods are so unhealthy.
Yeah.
You know,
Definitely.
Latinos, Puerto Ricans, you know, they like that pegao. I don't know what you guys call it.
I don't know what it's called either.
Pegao is that rice at the bottom of
the crust.
you know, that full of oil.
I love it.
It's so good. Yeah.
It's so good. So I was dating a Jamaican girl, right? And she made some rice. I'm eating the bottom of it. And then she's like, oh, like in her culture, they don't do that. Like, that's something that they would not allow their kids to do.
Wow.
So they say it was like showing like you're poor almost in their culture.
Yeah.
And I'm over there. I'm scraping that shit. I'm like, I don't give a fuck. This house. I'm like, this shit. When my mom made right, yo, here, scrape the bottom of
Shit,
that.
I was raised like
Enjoy
that.
it. Yeah.
Corned beef and rice and beans. That was our meal back in the day. It was the best thing ever.
Oh yeah, man. Bottom of the pot.
It was the best.
I should be in the kitchen just scraping that shit. Eating that, man.
Yeah. And you know, there's a lot of people that are, there's a lot of reasons though that I've learned that a lot of people, especially with obesity and things like that, it runs in the family. Yes.
Yeah, it runs in the family.
And
Heavy.
sometimes people are shaped differently.
Yeah,
it's hard.
Definitely. Genetics plays a big part.
I mean, in order for me to even like be a certain size, I honestly have to eat like 800 calories a day. I swear to you. It's hard for me. I don't have time to work out. I want to. I love hiking. I used to hike a lot. But right now I'm at a place that I'm like, damn. I'm starting this business and I'm doing my mental health page and I'm doing this. I don't have time. So unfortunately I have to cut back. So I said I have to cut back. I have to stop drinking beer, and that's what I did,
That's good. I stopped drinking beer too.
So good.
I had a beer for the
Moon.
first time the other day.
Oh, I love Blue Moon.
Me too.
Oh.
Blue Moon's my shit.
Me too.
What?
Oh.
Go through like 6 of them shits.
Oh, and I didn't realize how many calories they had.
Oh, yeah. Oh,
And
yeah.
then now beer is like you got strawberry beer, all different flavors.
Yeah, I completely had to cut off. I was doing a race and I cut beer off completely just because I'm like, nah, I can't. But I enjoy like a really cold beer. Sheesh.
Oh, so good. I'm a beer girl. Beer girl. I won't drink. I'm not big with wine. I'm not a fan of wine. Yeah, but this right here, this Ciroc thing you have, this mix, this is the bomb.
Yeah, you need that. Anybody? Yeah.
Sheesh.
Same thing from last episode. If anybody's listening and want to make it, it's coconut Ciroc, pineapple juice, and some champagne. Any
So
type
good.
of champagne. Just mix that together. Champagne lasts always. Always pour the champagne last.
This is really good.
Yeah.
But, you know, back to beer. Now you have strawberry beer.
Yeah, you have all kinds.
Yeah.
That's
Blueberry
the problem.
beer.
I think because PA is big on beer.
Yeah.
It's me growing up. I hated beer.
Yeah.
And then it's like, as
And
soon
then
as
you
I
move-
found Blue Moon, it was a wrap.
It was the same thing with me.
Yeah.
Oh, and then I started going to breweries too, and
Yeah.
microbreweries,
And they have breweries all over the place. There's like 50 breweries within like 5 miles of here.
Yeah.
I used to
Which is
keep
insane.
beer in my fridge.
Yeah.
Keep it. Like as soon as I came home, I would just open. Oh, so good. Now, no more. You know, it's on occasion. You know, so
Now I'm a social drinker, which is a good thing.
Yes,
If,
me
I,
too.
if I wasn't, be a problem. Like, I got a full bar, don't touch my bar. I don't
Yeah.
touch my bar when I'm by myself. If people come over, then I'll drink. But that's a good thing though, because I'd be cracking a beer all the time if that was the case.
yeah.
Yeah, I feel like people are weird that just sit at home and just drink all day. To me, it's weird.
I mean, you know, you gotta sometimes people have certain
Everybody has that thing.
addictive personalities, you know, and unfortunately, some people, I think that's how they cope.
Yes.
To be honest with you.
Very.
And I mean, I was coping with beer. I would have one beer. I'm like, damn, that tastes good. And it's a different kind of tipsy. I don't know. It's
it is.
weird with beer.
It is.
It's like a very slow.
Very slow. And
Very
you can catch it. That's a nice thing about it.
Right?
Yeah.
So I found myself like, damn. So I was drinking one beer, then two, and I thought I didn't have addictive personality, and then beer was it for me. So, and I think now with the way society is, people are just trying to figure out how to cope.
Yeah.
Right.
Shit
All
is
different
rough
things.
out there.
Yeah.
You can't even
Completely.
walk out. They charge you $5 for a cup of ice. It's crazy.
That's true.
I went to a festival in Miami, and
Oh, Miami, they try to charge you for anything on there.
sheesh, I bought a bottle of water, $5. Okay,
Yep.
fine. So I said, can I please have a little ice with that?
Another
He said,
$5.
I swear to God, he said $5.
Yeah.
I believe it.
That's insane.
Miami is a scam.
I thought he was joking.
Miami's not for men.
No, and I thought
Yeah.
maybe I looked real cute that day too. My
get
foundation
it
was
for
on
free.
tight. I had my fake eyelashes that
Yeah.
day. I thought maybe nah.
Yeah.
He was like, that's $10 total.
Yeah.
That's Miami
I was
though.
sucking on that ice to the very end.
Yeah.
Because that ice cost me
You gotta
$5.
savor it. You got.
You
You have
got
to.
to. Yeah.
That point,
That's
you
how
can't
things
waste
are
it.
now.
Yeah.
You go out.
Especially down there.
Yeah, you know what I noticed too now that people have to be very careful when you buy something. I went to the a beer garden, not too
Fire.
far. Did you know which one I'm talking about?
I've been to two in
So
Philly.
One, not in Philly. There's one 10 minutes from where I live. It's called Wanderlust.
Oh yeah, I know that one. Yeah.
It's so
fire,
pretty.
right?
It felt like I was in Miami. It is so dope.
That one's dope. That one's dope.
And I know they're not gonna like if I don't know if they're gonna listen, but if they do, I don't like this that you guys try to do or they're doing. So you buy something,
Yeah.
right? You put your card in, automatically it's on 25%.
Yeah.
So
shit.
and I felt like that day the sun was just beaming on the screen.
Yeah.
So now these days I have to I have
your
a
glasses
I
on.
have a 3.0 readers, right?
Yeah.
So I didn't put my readers on, but I just signed.
Yeah.
And I'm like, damn, that flatbread pizza cost me over $20. Little personal flatbread pizza, and that's because automatically I paid for that
The gratuity.
gratuity, So you
Damn.
got to be careful now
Yeah.
because it's automatic,
Gotta pay attention. You
You got to pay attention
you
and
gotta read it.
go down to that 20%.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm not cheap when it comes to tipping.
Yeah.
Some people be tipping $10, $15. Hey, to each his own. But a lot of people, especially a
Work.
waiter,
Yeah.
waitress, their wage is very minimal.
It
so
is. It is. Yeah.
But anyway, I know I go off topic a lot.
Nah, you're good. You're good. You know what I mean? So podcast is what we're here
Yeah.
for.
Yeah. So anyway, so yeah, I ended up. It was a good though. The flatbread was banging
Yeah.
though. I ate the whole thing. It was delicious. So, but that was. I like the beer gardens.
Yeah, I'm gonna hit that up this summer.
You know what? I was just there.
Might have to do one too.
I actually take my grandson with me. I try not to drink too much though, because they have a playground there. But you see all the parents tipsy and shit, talking shit,
There's another one too.
and their kids in the playground. So I don't know.
Rising River. I don't know if you heard of that one.
no.
Rising River Brewery.
Oh,
It's like theirs is by the water.
oh, I
And they
like
have-
that.
Yeah, so they have like chairs by the water. You can just chill there, and you know, kids can run around. their thing.
Nice. So now you have these beer gardens with playgrounds,
Yeah,
and you have parents drinking. I mean, it's nice, but it's also a little
a
scary.
little dangerous. Yeah,
A little dangerous because you're getting in the car
Yeah,
a bit intoxicated. So
exactly.
I had one beer while I was with him,
Yeah.
So
And you wait an hour, you good.
yeah. So yeah.
All right, so let's get a couple more questions
Okay.
before we get out of here. So you said your favorite thing about when you had when your kids were little was the cuddling. What was like the hardest thing about having little kids?
Especially running around with 4 kids.
Yeah,
Just as a mother, just trying to take care of yourself. Like, I remember I just, I used to walk. If you look at my before pictures, I would walk out with just lotion on my face. I was
Yeah.
always looking a hot mess and tired. You can't really do yourself up with all those kids. And that's what a lot of mothers do. It's hard, I feel like, especially like men be like, but why don't you dress up or, do your makeup?
Yeah.
How? With all those kids, from the moment you wake up, it's like, mommy, they're hungry. You're making breakfast. You're doing this. You're doing that. I remember I was exhausted, and I only worked part-time at that time. And I remember being just so tired. I would want to get all dolled up and, do right by me, but it was just almost impossible.
yeah.
Yeah. So
So how'd you end up finding that balance?
after I got a divorce,
It's
after my kids were grown,
Okay, I got you.
it's just, I actually really started wearing makeup when I was in my 40s, early
Okay.
40s, really. And
Yeah.
my daughter was like, you should really just do your makeup. Now I love doing my makeup,
Mm-hmm.
I try not to overdo it with my eyelashes though,
Yeah.
because I know a lot of women be looking like birds, straight up birds and shit.
Yeah, it's like fans on
know.
their eyelids.
But women do it for themselves.
They do.
They don't do it for men.
Right, yeah.
That's what I learned about these eyelashes. I didn't put these. I like the way.
'Cause we don't give a fuck.
No,
I was
they
about to
don't.
say-
I got some eyelashes today. I was late because of my eyelashes.
Yeah.
And they could barely see it here on the podcast, but I saw myself. Take a few selfies.
I can see them.
You
Yeah,
can
they
see
look
them,
good.
right? They look, and they're not too big. So I told my
Yeah.
daughter, "Can you get the smaller ones?" Because
Yeah.
I don't have really big eyes. So, but as a mother, I couldn't. There's no way in hell I could have done all this.
Gotcha.
Yeah, I was looking tired all the time.
Okay.
Yeah.
And when it comes to like having teenage kids, what was like the best part? I know it'd be rough, but
That shit was rough for me.
What
My
was, like, the
teenagers
best
were
part, though?
exhausting.
yeah.
I mean, I don't know. I mean,
like that, though.
my teenagers was wild. I remember walking into the kitchen, seeing a girl with a thong.
Whoa.
Yeah.
And I'm like,
like
"Who
that?
are-" Yeah, I went to go get water. I'm like, who are you?
I had my parents' schedule on lock.
Yeah. So I remember throwing her out and shit. I'm like,
Yeah.
go get your clothes before I beat your ass. But then again, I'm
shit.
going to go to jail.
Right.
Yeah.
And then, my sons, I don't know where she came from. Well, she had to come from somewhere.
Right.
Because they snuck her in, while we were sleeping. Maybe
Yeah,
they
yeah.
thought, okay, she knocked out tonight. She ain't going to wake up,
Yeah.
But that's what teenagers do,
So
you
we
know.
do. So we do. Definitely.
I don't care. People be like, not my teenagers. Like,
Constant
okay.
plotting.
Seriously. It was hard, I know it was hard.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was hard. Yeah.
Definitely. I can see it. That's for me when I look for like I'm looking really forward to having a kid. So but I know when it gets to that teenage time, I was a menace. So I already know like if my kids inherit any type of thing from me like that.
I feel like
Nice.
I put my parents through a lot too.
Yeah.
I wasn't easy.
Yeah, I was.
I was a tomboy. I used to climb fences, jump into people's pool. and neighbors. You know, I used to go into the white towns, Caucasian
Yeah.
towns that had pools and shit, and climb the fence and
Yeah.
jump in the pool. And I put my parents through hell. So I think I felt like that was a punishment. You know, some of the shit I went through, I'm like,
Yeah.
okay, I need to suffer.
Right.
You know, because I was not easy.
Gotcha.
Yeah. But then again, I always blamed it on my environment. It was hard, you know.
Yeah.
You're influenced by your environment, the inner
Yeah.
city. You know,
Definitely,
if your
definitely.
friends were bad, you know,
And you were bad too,
You were
and
bad
that's-
too.
it's just how it
I mean,
is.
one time I was reading Reader's Digest, and they would make fun of me. You know,
Yeah.
I was reading Reader's Digest. You
That's
know,
how it was,
That's
though.
how it was back in the day.
Yeah.
You know, when you try to better yourself, they would, you know,
Definitely.
make fun of you. But I had a great childhood, though. I'm glad I was raised that way, though.
Yeah.
I'm so happy I grew up in that area. Yeah, but teenagers are hard.
Brutal. Yeah.
Yeah, brutal.
It
you
is.
know.
You have well, you said any advice for the parents raising the teenagers? You said set boundaries. What about when it comes to like the babies? Like any new parent, what would be your advice for that?
I mean, I would say, you know, those that want to help you. Like, I feel like a lot of new parents, mothers especially, you know, they try to do it by themselves. But if you have aunts and mothers that really want to get involved, let them get involved. You know, let them be there for you. Let them move them in if you have an extra room. Not like that, but, you know, just let them be involved. You know, I'm glad my mom was involved.
Yeah.
And she was always there for me, you know, so, yeah. A lot of mothers try to do it all by themselves. No, if you have a village of people that are willing to help you, allow them to come in.
Yeah.
You know, don't think you're going to be robbed of your motherhood or because they're involved, you know.
Gotcha.
What's the
Yeah,
whole saying?
so-
Like, it takes a village. To
It
raise-
really does. And I think we lost that too now.
Oh, we did.
Yeah, we lost that. It's
completely.
not like back in
Yeah.
the day, you know, but if you have that now, welcome it,
Yeah.
allow it.
Gotcha.
Yeah, because it's exhausting. Yeah.
What was the actually? I'll ask this first. What's like the most important thing for like a baby shower? What's the most important item that you should ask for?
Pampers.
Yeah.
Pampers, hands down. Seriously, boxes of it.
Yeah.
That should be the only thing you should ask for.
Yeah, right.
It's expensive, especially now. It's expensive.
Expensive, yeah.
You know, and God, Pampers are the best. I remember all my baby showers. I got lots of Pampers.
Yeah.
And I was so happy. It would last for 3 months.
I've been to one where it was like Pampers. You had to bring Pampers or any type of diapers, along with your gift.
Yeah.
So if you come, you had to bring a box for sure.
Yeah, and there's some baby showers too. They want books, but no, I want diapers. Books, I can
Right.
buy them.
Yeah.
Yeah, books is good too, though. You want a kid that's smart. Yeah,
So this is the last one I'm gonna ask you before we
it's all right.
we close it out. What do you what do you think about single moms being celebrated on Father's Day?
Yeah,
Yeah.
I'm for it.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm for it
Do you-
because
do you
I
s-
raised. I was a single mother, you
Yeah.
know, and when I was 19, and I did everything by myself.
Gotcha.
So I think shout out to the single mothers that are also fathers, you know, because single mothers, there's a lot of men that just don't want to be involved.
Yeah.
And they don't want to be involved for so many reasons, financial reasons. They're scared. They don't know how to be a father, There's so many reasons, so. And I'm going to say this, defending women, because women are strong,
Very, very.
Women are strong.
Yeah.
I feel, yes, we can't be a father 100%. But a lot of women have to take on both roles. You have to. So. Yeah, so. Yeah, I mean, I'm gonna celebrate myself for Father's Day too. I'm going
Are
out
you?
to eat. Shit, fuck that shit.
Yeah, I fuck with that.
Seriously, I'm gonna go have a
You
beer.
think?
Yeah,
Yeah.
I'm going out to eat. I do it every Father's Day.
Oh, yeah?
Actually, I buy myself something. Yeah, I'll go get a facial.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, absolutely.
Do your kids celebrate it that day with you or no?
No, it's just me by myself.
Oh, okay.
So.
All right.
Yeah.
Making sure.
Listen, it's nothing wrong. I could understand why women be like, Happy Father's Day to me.
Yeah.
I'm one of those women.
Okay.
Seriously.
Okay. Gotcha.
Yeah, there's nothing
Yeah,
wrong
I feel
with that.
if you've been through it,
Oh, yeah.
then yeah.
Especially, there's a lot of, especially in the hood, shit, all the women are celebrating Happy Father's Day to them.
Yeah.
You know, because there's a lot of absent fathers. You know.
Yeah.
You know, so, but that's all changing though, I think. You know, minorities, Latino and Black men are really stepping up. They're
They're being
breaking,
called out. That's why.
yeah, they're breaking the cycle,
Yeah.
and they really have transformed into these amazing fathers.
Yeah, one thing I'm proud of, like all of my friends, like all my male friends who are like that, like they got kids, they all in their kids' lives.
Yeah,
I don't know,
see?
not
It's
one
a
that
whole-
walked out their
It's
kids.
different now, you know.
Completely.
It's different, and it's
Yeah.
gonna be, and it's just gonna keep getting better. It's breaking that generational curse.
Yeah.
And we're just going to keep getting better as minorities.
Yeah.
We're already getting better. Everything about us.
I think for some guys too out there, like you need friends that will call you out for not being a good father. You know what I'm saying? Like if I had a friend who wasn't being a father, it'd be like, yo, bro, what the fuck are you doing?
Exactly.
Yeah, because someone has to break that cycle.
Yeah.
And I feel like now a lot of Latinos and Black men are now breaking that cycle.
Yeah.
I feel like now they know better. They don't want to be, you know, they're forgiving their fathers for being who they are, and I'm going to be a better father. So you become a better father for your son,
Yeah.
and you know, you become just a healthy, positive father. You break the cycle, and your son is going to be that type of father, and now it's going to be a vicious cycle.
Yeah, and I think like these days, what's nice is kind of like society has made it kind of cool to be a father, where it's like you're a boy dad, or girl dad.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Like shit like
everything,
that makes it, like,
everything has
real-
changed now.
Yeah, it makes it real cool. Where it's
Yeah.
like, yo, you're posting you and your kids, and it's like everybody loves that. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So, yeah.
And if we're like I said, now we're more educated. We have degrees, right? So we're building stable homes. So if we're building a stable home and we are educated, we have a degree, we become a better father. We become a better mother, and and we're gonna pass that on to our children
Yeah.
and our children's children. You
Yeah.
know, so I feel we're gonna keep getting better. Yeah. I feel like I said, back to the way I was growing up, you know, I didn't know better.
Yeah,
So I had to forgive myself. I didn't know better.
yeah,
Who were we really going to learn from,
yeah,
you know?
yeah. True.
So,
With that
So.
being said, though, I mean, we could close this thing out.
yeah.
Normally at the end of the show, we do a quote. Yeah, you have a quote? Like, you have anything from your inspirational, Facebook?
Oh, God.
Yeah, so
hold
we do
on.
we do quotables. So we just give the people like a quote from anything, anywhere that we,
Oh, sure.
movies, TV shows, anything like that. So, music, things like that. Yeah, we run through that one, bro.
I got one already.
Let me see here. Hold on. I got to put on my glasses because I'm like,
Do your thing.
All right. So mine, it's a Mother's Day type quote. So all that I am or ever hope to be, I owe to my angel mother, and that's from Abraham Lincoln.
oh, that's beautiful.
Nice, nice.
I mean, I just posted something on my page, and so this is what I just posted. Speak to yourself like someone you love. Start loving you more. Yeah.
Yes, sir. Right into the podcast. Mine is two most important things. Always keep your word and keep your mama close. That's Rick Ross. There you go. All right. And with that being said, we appreciate you so much.
Oh,
Thank you so much for
thank
coming
you.
on the
Thank
podcast.
you.
I appreciate
Yeah,
you agreeing to
absolutely.
come on when I hit you up.
yeah.
Thank you so
This was
much.
fun. I like this. I
Hey,
can go
well,
on forever,
You,
but
you
I'm
could
already.
come back anytime. Like,
Hey, whenever you guys want me back.
and we gotta do it
whenever-
at your spot, like you said.
Yeah, let's do it. Let's do it
The
at the
next one we'll
loft.
do it over at the loft.
Yeah,
so
absolutely.
All right, so we'll come over there and do the next one over there. I
This
just
was
hit you up.
great. I like this. This
Yeah.
was awesome.
Like-
The
feels like
energy
therapy,
is
right?
great. It does. It's
Yeah.
amazing.
Yeah, get to talk.
Yeah, amazing.
All right,
Yeah,
but thank you so
thank
much
you.
for coming. Happy early Mother's
Yeah,
Day.
thank
Yeah,
you.
happy early Mother's
I
Day
can't
for
wait
sure.
I can't wait to burn my candle. This is awesome.
But for anybody out there listening, I hope you enjoyed this episode. Thank you for rocking with us with episode 114. Make sure you like, comment, subscribe wherever you're listening from. If you're watching on YouTube, make sure you like the video if you enjoyed it. Most likely you did. I know you did. You know what I mean? Good conversation. So make sure you follow your Instagram,
Yep.
your Facebook.
Yeah.
Tell them all.
So my mental health page, Understanding Mental Illness. And you can follow D LaPay, and then I'll have all my links on my page. It's DLAPAIX.
Right on the bottom. Right there.
Yeah.
Yeah,
And,
follow down on Instagram.
And then, it's called NISI Isabella and Co. That'll be my jewelry business coming soon. So all these amazing projects that I'm working on,
Yeah.
they'll be coming soon. So.
You know what I mean? Let us know. I promote down the store,
Thank you.
The people know.
I'll let you know when it's up and running.
Nah, I bet.
Yeah.
Yeah, ladies and gentlemen, as usual, if you're going through anything in life, if you're having any hardships right now, keep your head up. Keep pushing. Ask for help if you have that available to you.
Seek therapy.
Seek therapy. If that works for you.
It's virtual now. Like,
Yeah, no,
seriously.
it is. What
It's
they?
easy.
Damn, I feel like I'm about to give
now.
free promo, but BetterHelp. I think it's betterhelp.com.
Yeah.
Or they have a whole bunch, but that's the one I always hear when I listen to other podcasts.
Not only just BetterHelp. There's so many mentors on YouTube.
Yeah.
So many mentors. God.
So many books you could listen to.
So many psychologists.
Yeah.
I mean, seriously, you can get on YouTube. You get healing from free therapy.
There's podcasts you could listen to, psychologists, anything like that.
We didn't have that back in the day. Now we have so many resources.
Yeah.
So
So make sure seek help in any avenue that you can. And for anybody that's up right now that's doing great in life, keep pushing. One mountain, climb the next. Find another higher one to climb. Like I said, if you're bored, you're not doing enough.
Yeah.
In your life, there's so much things to do in this life. So find your thing, keep pushing.
Yeah. And to all the amazing strong mothers, don't give up.
And shout out to all you beautiful ladies out there.
To all the strong mothers, don't give up. You guys are the strongest humans that I know.
Yes. Yes, very.
There's a reason why the Most High choose us to give birth and have these children, because we're really strong emotionally, physically. I know it's exhausting, but keep pushing through. It gets better,
Yeah. And happy Mother's Day to all you mothers out there. We love you. Appreciate you. Keep doing your thing. And yeah.
Happy Mother's Day.
Happy Mother's Day.
Go Sixers too.
All right. With that being said, ladies and gentlemen,
Bottomless mimosas.
Yes, sir. We out of here.